We ain't live yet, right?
No,
We are now.
we just went live.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah, man, congratulations to Domo, man. We just seen it, man. You know, one of the best debates you're going to see. You know what I'm saying? A playoff debate, playoff caliber debate. Two top debaters left in the hands of the judges. 2-1, you're going to get a split decision on a debate like that. So, yeah, man. Like,
what you say, Suave?
You got to stop recording.
I'm perfectly fine with the decision. I don't think
the recording has stopped.
I don't think there was a clear-cut winner. I don't think there was a clear-cut loser. You almost got to go with what the judge is saying, as long as, you know, of course, it's within the debate. So it depends on what they hold at a stronger level. I personally thought national versus global, that global would have the stronger impact. And so I thought Suave was going to pull it off in the end. He didn't. It was Domo. So next up, me and Domo. What y'all got?
Yo, congrats to both debaters, boy. Congrats to both you guys. That damn Domo was supposed to become Tink Tink tonight, but he survived just a little bit longer. But nah, shout out to Domo. Yeah.
Black Power, man. Yeah, shout out to Domo, man. Congratulations, big dog. Congratulations to Solar for another great debate, man. Let's get this thing rocking. Damn,
shout out to the technical issues, nigga.
He know that was the ass whooping. He know that was the ass whooping. He know that was the ass whooping.
I think it was a few points you left on the table though to make it debatable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a few times I thought that, you know, I mean,
especially in the rapid fire. Yeah.
Like, damn, bro, like this nigga ain't what happened to the energy. Like, so yeah, I get it now, man. So you was a little laid back in that rapid fire, bro.
Like I said, like there was a couple times when I was waiting for you to just, because you kept stopping me. I was waiting for you to cut in, but I was really waiting for you to press that global versus national argument in the premise. And I think that if you find a way to do that, it ends the. And I'm not saying like I think both of y'all did y'all thing in the rapid fire.
Yeah.
But I think if you push the global versus national in the rapid fire, it's done because it's such a fucking close debate right there. And I edged you out. I edged you out in the premise because of the global versus national argument. But Domo did. I can't front like Domo's rebuttal was like it was clean, and then you came back and did an amazing rebuttal, and I was just like, God damn, right? I see where Hayru and Melvin make their decision is in the rapid fire, and it's just a matter of preference, honestly, at that point. And I think if you do, like I said, if you do the global versus national argument in the rebuttal, they don't have no choice but to say it. But like I said, even through all that, I gave you the slight edge. I think we all did, except for Blue. I think we all did, except for Blue gave you the slight edge.
I thought I was finna get it from Melvin too, man. I thought I was finna get it from Hayru, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. When that nigga started talking, I'm like, what? Then I'm like, okay, come on, man. Come on, bro. You know what you finna say, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It don't take you that long to say Domo. You know what I'm saying? It don't take you that long to say. So he thought like, man, Suave, bro. That nigga was like, man, Domo. And Melvin, I think, had that, you know, but Melvin brought it back to performance. And he already made the comment that Domo performance was cleaner than that. And he made the comment that Domo had a lot of, you know, I had a lot of pictures, so it was like, I don't know the information. There's something to the line that I don't want to misquote him, but those two things together, when he said he went back to performance, I was like, damn, bro, you finna give it to Domo. You know what I'm saying? But it's real, I don't know, bro. It's real hard for me to get to where I could control the interrogation round and not lose points. You know, because the stuff that I hear is like, but once again, it's on individual judges, so that's kind of hard to keep up with. But man, I felt I won too, but I respect the judges, both, definitely do. But I felt like I won that, bro. But congratulations to Domo, man. Next year, shit, good job to the judges. Keep up the great work.
Shout out to you for taking it like a
It's that close though, man. I mean, it's gonna come down to the judge. See, I mean, it really was that close. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that was surprising because I thought it was gonna be a 3-0. When Domo got the first one, I'm like, God damn, wow. Oh, and Yara was like,
Some shit.
huh?
What y'all do to see who went first?
Flipped the damn coin, and I fucking lost. And I think that was a major thing too. If I could have got to go first, you know.
Yeah, you would have been able to lay out the global argument first.
Yeah. But I'm like, that needs to stop being the issue too, because like I said, it's listening to both premises. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's logical that the first person that goes sets the standard of the debate. You know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, that's supposed to be agreed on. That's supposed to be agreed on. You know what I'm saying? But Domo, the way he debates, it's like, shit, I don't give a fuck what you say. I hear the title and this, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I gotta reply to your shit, I don't. But if I could dismiss that shit as nonsensical and non sequitur, shit, I'm not. So, you know, that's kind of a hard thing to get to stop having so much power. You know what I'm saying? And stick to the information.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I do feel like for all of the hoopla, because I mean, it is what it is. But for all of the hoopla about me doing something to the topic, to turn it into all like people in all the world holding vote.
Shit, I'm glad I did.
That was some. I mean, that was some.
I'm glad I did.
Nah, he got a point though, bro. He got a point.
That was some cheap shit,
no, but
bro.
I never. We never.
But hold on. In Suave defense, bro, he was saying this the whole time.
And
he was being slick. He was being slick. When you say all black people, oh, nigga, we talk about all black people. We saying 100% of black people, right?
Yeah.
Nobody is thinking, in all of these different governments, because to be honest, and that's why I don't think that's strong of an argument. Because other people protesting their government by not voting does not produce the outcome that niggas say it produces. You're protesting your own government.
But that's it. It not only produces that, because on a minuscule level, black people in America, unified with all the rest of the black people in the world, saying y'all need to change legislation for black people, gets that done. Plus, on top of that, in Europe, in Asia, and Africa, which has a lot of majority territories, they doing it on the fly. Like, ain't nobody getting fired. Ain't nobody losing their shit. They showing unison. Like, we doing it too. Fuck. So not only does it bring all three of the things that you claim locally, but it also influences it presidentially and internationally. Bigger impact.
Yo, all I want to say was good debate.
Nah, I appreciate you, big guy.
I learned some shit tonight. I guess we don't give a fuck about titles, so I'll take that into consideration in season 4. Be aware of that. I have enough respect for you niggas. Yeah, good debate. That's all I'm gonna say tonight. LOL.
I appreciate you.
I'll hit you up later, Suave. I'm gonna get me some yeah.
Yeah, for sure, big bro.
All right. Love y'all, brother.
Love. Yeah, man. Yeah, I thought it was that, bro. I think Melvin looking at my presentation saying like y'all already know this. like, you know, that was either a give or a take, because it was like somebody reading everything versus somebody, you know, controlling the information. So either you gonna
Domo
look at it like,
leave?
yeah, all this shit pre-wrote in the notes section on the goddamn, y'all saw that shit. But that's a style. Shit, it ain't illegal. Melvin like that over, you know what I'm saying? The comment.
Man,
That was
like I
awesome.
said, bro, like I can't really be mad at them.
Hell no, y'all better enjoy that shit. This ain't no samba
But-
mode. Shit.
But I did disagree with it. I'm gonna come out and come back in on my phone.
That nigga Domo be Suave boss. Nigga in the debate when shit went global on his ass. Congratulations, big dog.
It's a great debate, man.
Better not let Taz whoop your ass. With that goddamn goat bass stuff. Man, what y'all gonna debate, man? That's gonna be crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, there is a blueprint. There is a.
Oh man, I'm gonna defeat that shit, bro. That shit ain't gonna work next year, bro. That shit,
There
I
is
didn't
a
do enough.
blueprint.
I almost had it, bro. I almost had it. I believe y'all saw it. You know, I don't believe that.
Hey, a few of us saw it. No, it's not just y'all. Like honestly, all of us felt like the edge get out, but we also felt like we couldn't be mad at the judges because it was so close.
That's how I feel. I mean, but not even. I don't even know if it was close. It could have been close. You know what I'm saying? It was a good debate, and that sometimes just make it close. But I think information-wise, they just saw it that way. I don't know why. I mean, I believe it's what you said, Ain't I didn't just beat that global shit into his fucking face.
That global shit didn't get beat to death. I think,
Yeah, but I thought I did a good job at taking that time and showing how his argument was stupid. Like the same stuff he was saying about me, like he not showing. He literally showed nothing. He just put the words up on the screen and said, "If we all vote, this will happen." He said, "No examples of it happen. This will happen."
Do not take advice from Anon.
The only
Next
thing
year,
that
bro.
I take advice from anybody who's still in the playoffs.
Hold on, first off, nigga, what are you talking about? I didn't advise him in this debate.
Please don't let that nigga take over.
Dirty, dusty,
Yeah, calm
ass nigga.
down, bro. I'm happy to see you
Hey,
too,
shut
man.
your punk ass up, nigga. I'm ready to beat your ass. You my enemy for the next 10 weeks, nigga.
Yeah, but I feel like I said, man, he didn't show
You
it.
had a
Just
strong
assumed
rebuttal.
it. I had actual examples of that shit, like show me a time when voting changed some shit. I'm saying,
Nigga, ain't nothing you don't say to,
bro.
man, I can't stand you, nigga. You finna just sit home.
They ain't one of our black leaders. That nigga said Alfred
I hope
Hitchcock.
I get sent home.
I don't know who the fuck he said. That nigga said Alfred Hitchcock. I said, damn.
Hey, that was like the best ever in your life, bro. Your rebuttal. That's how you gotta be every round.
No, I thought that.
Hey, I'm converting the recording right now. So.
Okay, appreciate you.
Hey, T-Dub, don't talk, nigga.
I wish that would have transcended to the rest of the rounds. Cause, like I said, I had to be the best me to come beat Domo. You know what I'm saying? Like I did. And the thing with the presentation, like real talk, it's an excuse. Take it if it's an excuse if you want to. But I did have to, once I saw his premise and he changed the topic, or he decided to take his own argument, I had to try to at least make sure I showed a direct connection to impact on those three things he named: representation, power, and accountability. So I did have to change some. So some of my PowerPoint I just knew from last night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I did move some of them around. You know what I'm saying? Say, no, I should say this first. But I knew the information. The information is not a difficult information. You know what I'm saying?
And to be
It
clear,
was about presenting, bro.
look, and to be
Now, I
clear,
mean, from what Melvin said that he came down to.
to be clear,
Absolutely appreciate it, Marco. So I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Call
I
in.
cited,
As long as y'all enjoy it. What you say, bro?
I cited every article. Now, the
I
issue that
know
I
it's gonna
made,
bite you.
I forgot. Like literally, I had put the names of the studies, and I just put author because I was gonna go back in and just add the authors of each one. Then when we started the debate, I realized I forgot that I did. I forgot to do that, so I just went in and just removed everything. But I cited everything that I.
Matter if the nigga ain't gonna dock you for it.
Hey,
But nah, well, I mean, well, I think
that sounds like an excuse.
But I think it's important. I think it's just important to note because this is how niggas be like, this nigga just because one, to be clear, what I read in terms of what was quoted was the conclusion of the studies that I cited, that I said the names of. Before I read the quote, I said in a study entitled, in a working paper entitled. You know
then you clear. You clear if you did that.
No, I'm just. I mean, I know that.
What's the problem?
But I'm just.
They want to see the source in the other time.
Clear.
But I'm not. I mean, but then,
but able to skate by a little bit though. He's able
but
to skate by half-ass.
That's the Domo standard anyway, because don't nobody source like I do. Don't nobody present evidence like me.
I do.
You will lie, nigga, because I source my ass.
I fuck your
I said like me.
nigga.
I said like me,
What the
nigga.
fuck
Like
is you
me.
talking about?
Miss talking about exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Miss me with that shit.
I've seen what you two niggas present, and I stand by exactly what the fuck I said, nigga.
Watch where you going with that. Don't do that.
No, nigga, I'm coming straight at your neck. I ain't watching shit, nigga. Now it's time to get reckless.
You ain't coming at shit. That nigga finna beat your ass, nigga. Suave exposed your ass. Don't get it twisted.
Hey, whatever, nigga.
Only reason
It sounds
not
good.
talking hard because he's gonna have 30 Hebrew Israelites.
Just so we clear on that whole little situation.
I'm talking hard.
Right quick though, man. Right quick.
Cass, let me take care of a sucker real quick.
Nah, go ahead.
I'm talking
Taz,
hard, nigga, because you're debating a star, and I don't even gotta worry about you, trash bag ass.
I know.
Y'all make
three Hebrew Israelites.
I'm waiting on the topic. I'm waiting on the topic, just so we clear. So there ain't no questions.
That was obvious.
Nigga, make no mistake. Domo, Taz, and Asar are the remaining fucking peers that I'm worried about. Not you.
I know that you got your 3 Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, I hear you, nigga, but I don't see. I hear you, but I don't see you. All the laughter, nigga. Everybody
a whole bunch of wickets and win the
nigga,
debate.
Everybody know, nigga. Domo said it best.
Catchphrases.
Domo said it best.
It's not about us. It's about Domo and
the doctors fixed the only way you was winning because they turned that nigga a fucking podium.
I'm out the debate. I'm out the playoffs, and T-Dub's still in, bro. This shit.
Oh, hold on.
Last season,
bro. Last season.
Nigga, Suave out the playoffs, and he's still more of a factor than T-Dub.
That's finals. That's cool. Side, that's you talking, though, and your word ain't shit. That's you talking, and your word ain't shit. Don't nobody value your opinion. You keep running around with your little 3 Hebrew Israelite judges and thinking you something when all you do is add homonyms your whole debate.
This nigga Mike won't even let him be great. That's how trash he is.
Yeah. Sound good. Coming from you, though. I gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I think though from the looks though too on the judges,
man, what
just from listening to how they ended up deciding, I think like especially with like Daniel Hayru, I think in a rapid fire, if you go, I think if you use your rapid fire to go global, I think you may have been able to edge out a judge, but I think you went into the rapid fire, you stayed on his local. Like you stayed on the range with Domo at basically like you picked up where Domo left off in the rapid fire. And yeah, I think it was tough, but I think once again too, you admitted to
oh shit, he finna talk shit. Go ahead, Blue.
No, well nah.
You better hurry up, say what the fuck you gotta say. This nigga can. I'm admitting him.
Don't hold no punches, Blue.
Nigga, shut your ass up. You don't get to talk, nigga.
I will say though, when it,
Little man, be quiet.
Nigga, who you talking to?
You
Nigga,
gotta get on the stool.
Why you
and
still
talk to
talking,
me.
nigga?
Hey, Blue, what you was saying, bro?
You don't even know what reparations is, nigga. Why you talking, nigga?
Oh my God, this little man.
That's right. Call out
Complex,
for it. Call out
Complex
for it, nigga.
having
Trash
ass
bag
nigga.
ass nigga. I ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit ass rhetoric, nigga. I'ma scrape. If you find a way to get past the sword, nigga, I'ma kick your chest in. You the worst debater ever in the planet.
I'ma murder you and your little 3.
You're the worst debater ever in the playoffs.
And still gonna win.
S.V.D.L, nigga.
But all I do is win.
No,
What you saying, Blue?
No, you don't. You got put out in the first round last season, and the only reason you sticking around now because Chris wanted to run, nigga. Ain't got nothing to do with you. We ain't seen you do shit
that hurt your
yet.
feelings?
We ain't seen you do nothing yet, nigga.
Little man.
Look, all that bullshit.
All right, little man.
We ain't seen you do nothing yet.
I know little Rumpelstiltskin.
We ain't seen you do nothing yet.
It's cool,
Rumpelstiltskin. With all that shit. Let's get back to the actual debate, nigga. You trash.
Hey, I'm pro little people. Can you calm down?
Back to the real debate, nigga.
I'm sorry, that ain't even worth watching. Not T-Duck.
T-Duck is the Rick Mahorn of the league, though.
Hey, nah, I get you somebody to argue with.
No, I feel you, bro. I just don't like this nigga as it pertains to this debate shit. This nigga be trying to be relevant. Shut the fuck up, nigga. You don't even exist tonight, nigga.
Rumpelstiltskin, calm down, bro.
Yeah, I hear you, nigga. You just hope you could be this good, nigga. Every time you open your mouth, I'm at your neck, nigga. With your crusty ass 49er fucking punk ass Giants hat that I seen, nigga. It was a mixture of both because it was dirty, nigga. Because it was dirty, nigga.
Rumpelstiltskin, calm down.
Yeah, all that shit ain't funny, nigga.
It's funny.
We back.
I'm sorry. I'm pro little people.
It's cool, T-Duck.
No, it ain't. Suave, don't get this nigga no charity.
No, I just want to shut him
You
up.
debated. You put amazing debate tonight. You put an amazing debate up tonight.
Thank you. I know. I appreciate it.
I don't even want this nigga to be able to conversate with you, nigga.
Look at him. He's jealous. Jealous.
Hey, man, where the commission?
You showing the wrong feelings, bro.
Where the fuck is the commission? Front and center, man. What's up?
Fucking even open your mouth, nigga.
He don't even drink. That's crazy. He must be drink.
Come on, little buddy. It's all good, man. I'm sure.
All right, well, go ahead, T-Duck.
Hey, Suave.
Hey, man, I just want to say what up.
Hold on, real quick, man. Hold on, real quick. You got it right after this. Suave, you know how we was talking earlier about ethos?
Yeah.
You know how all the niggas was saying, like, anonymous, everybody was like, yeah, we all think Suave won. Yeah. I told you. That was that ethos. It was the vibe.
But we wasn't saying like he watched you though, nigga. Like I don't want you to take it like. Yeah.
I know. You couldn't say that, but
yeah, he could have. He could.
I mean,
he could. He could, but
we could have made the argument, nigga. But we trying to keep it. We trying to show integrity though, nigga. Like
yeah,
right. Like it was an amazing debate. Nigga, we just felt like
that he watched me would be disingenuous. So okay, so that's what I'm saying. Hey, we know that.
Next player.
You feel me? But what I'm saying is what I'm pointing out is just it's a vibe, bro. People don't understand that when it comes to debates, niggas just think it's about what you say. It's like nah, it's a vibe. It's like from my perspective, it's a lot of shit that niggas is saying that like even like you know what I'm saying, certain shit that they say. I ain't gonna point nothing out in particular, but certain.
I'm gonna pop this Moet for all the solid debaters.
I solely disagree with, right? But I can understand why somebody would make that statement because of the.
This for you too. Hold on. That's not for T-Duck, nigga. That's for the real debaters. Yeah. All right, y'all keep going.
Final four.
Go ahead,
man.
To that shit, nigga.
Go ahead, man.
Little guy, stop it. Hey, Domo, congratulations, bro.
Suave, I told you so.
I know.
I told you. But I do want to say this. I agree that Domo beat you. I think that you debating whether if all black people in the entire world, somehow, some kind of way, would withhold their vote
would make some type of impact. But the only impact that I believe that it would make would be like equivalent to a man walking into a beauty salon and pulling his pants down in front of a lot of ladies. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like
Bad analogy. Bad analogy.
you know what I'm saying, bro? It ain't that shit. It ain't no real effect, bro, other than some awe and like, wow.
Welcome to the close debate.
But it's not going to change anything. We already.
So that's a real effect if you do some shit like that, nigga.
I mean, bro.
Well, maybe not if it blends, nigga. I don't know.
Nigga, that's a lifetime effect, nigga.
You might go to jail. You get a certain
registry. That's a lifetime
what I'm saying
on a certain
is
registry.
Within that shop, bro.
On the registry, right, nigga.
You know. I think Domo did a good job for real in every aspect. He was killed in, of course, the rebuttal. And he didn't hold his own well up in the rapid fire. I do think you won the debate. You kept on topic. You did what you normally do, where you don't even fucking respond to what a motherfucker's saying. I mean, suspected.
No, there was none of that. Quit, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely was. Because he twisted it to be anyway. But he won to me. To me, honestly, it was a great debate. It was a great debate. Domo won the debate. Like, just honestly.
And you know what I think?
Suave had a lot of chops and shit. He wasn't clean. He was and like that and like no, like what? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that it was just a lot of holes and it wasn't clean. Domo was more polished. It was a great debate though. Domo won it. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, can I say this? Hey, Lance, you know what I just realized? Nigga, you ain't in the playoffs and you more of a factor in this league than T-Duck right now. You know that?
Hey, I wanna say shout out to Mongo. I know you've been waiting on my body to drop, bro. I know you've been waiting on it to drop. I'm sorry that you've got to wait this long. I know you want to come to the funeral.
Yeah, you got to shout out Bree, Domo. Bree 101. He was with you the whole ride. He was like,
I mean, I was just shout people out because
dying.
Shout out to
Bree
Green.
Was like, Domo is killing this man. Everybody like you, like they was hating on Green. Green called it. He was like, man, what is this dude talking about? But how you gonna be for reparations and then talk about you not gonna vote? Like, how the fuck you get reparations? It just be little shit like that I'll be thinking about. But pulling my, I'll go back to my.
He made a good point when he was like, you expected for a legislative change to occur, and legislatively things is voted upon, no matter if you were involved.
But I felt like Suave counteracted that point when he asked him how does protest.
Yo, feelings don't matter, bro.
It don't matter. It don't matter if it sways your way or not. They still vote on every law.
Hey, listen, fam, I allowed y'all.
It's about data.
But you interrupted me talking, brother.
I thought you was finished, fam.
I was in the middle. You said, but I thought Suave interrupted.
Hey, nigga, if you gonna act like a hoe, nigga, I'll let you go, bro.
I got power too. Hey, hold on. I got power over here. Hey, listen here.
I'm just trying to conversate with you, nigga. Like, I thought it was a great debate. I want to talk about it. Nigga, we had an amazing, we still nigga. We had
hold on, do you realize what you did, bro?
We had an amazing VIP.
Hold on. Hey, can I point something out? And I want to know what y'all think about this on a corny scale. Why is Chris bitch ass doing pre-debate shows for television debate?
I have no idea, nigga.
And why is Chris Harris doing pre-debate shows for television debate league?
I have no clue.
Don't you got big platforms and shit?
And then the nigga pulled up in the chat.
Hold on, bro.
Hey, look, then the nigga pulled up in the chat with nothing.
Cornball ass nigga.
That nigga Solar and Kristen had a couple of drinks, bro. Y'all got a virtual drinks, nigga. Y'all act like y'all know what the fuck going on.
Listen, I don't give a fuck about none of that. That nigga's like so
back in the league, bro. Back in the league.
Bro, if that nigga got any respect for himself,
he gonna be the one to whip your ass next year.
If Chris had any respect for himself, he wouldn't come back. He showed he ain't got no respect for himself for being in the chat.
Everybody left and came back.
You ain't got no respect for yourself. You sitting in the chat paying attention to the same shit that you said you was above?
No, he's coming back season 4.
If he do, he has no respect for himself.
Why would you say that?
Because he's acting like a bitch and left.
Hold on. That nigga gets no shine.
I had to. You know he did a pre-debate show.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't.
Yeah. Bro, I gotta put shit like that out.
I don't.
Hey, look,
I do
let me
not
point shit
know
like
that he
that
did that because I don't watch that nigga channel. I know now.
Yeah, no, but
let's switch gears. Let's switch
hold
gears
on,
real quick.
hold on, because like I'm not that nigga. I'm the petty nigga. Let me be petty real quick.
I don't
You
want
know
to
what I mean?
know. Don't include us in that shit, bro. Go live, do a panel on your own, man. Fuck that nigga, bro. Fuck that nigga, bro.
But listen, you ain't gotta be included, nigga. But I'm gonna say it
Bro,
right
we
now.
just had an amazing debate over here. Like,
Yes,
I don't even want to talk about that.
I mean, you won.
Bro, listen.
Go ahead, bro. You won. Spend your time.
But listen, all I'm pointing out is because you know niggas be listening. I like to send messages.
Yeah.
Nigga, that nigga has no respect for himself
I'm listening.
doing the pre-debate show. That nigga has no respect for himself showing up in the chat, and he definitely wouldn't have no respect for himself if he came back.
Bro, he's a Triple Crown champion.
But we can move on though. We can move on.
Hey, let me.
He's the only real Triple Crown champion, bro, and you can't do nothing about it until you.
Oh, he only won 3 trophies, nigga. I'm winning more than that, and I ain't even won the championship yet.
Damn. I was gonna go there, but I
Triple
just let it
Crown
go.
champion.
Yeah, nigga. That means something. Yeah, go ahead. We moving on.
Hey, so this is the point I wanted to make though. I think the VIP show will show that niggas ain't just rooting for Domo to lose. Like nigga, this was I can't express like this was a dope ass debate, nigga. And we was commenting when Domo had a dope round, when Suave had a dope round, when Suave made points that we wasn't expecting him to make, and we was like, yo, this is the first time we seen Domo in trouble, and he got to come back. And what did we say? Yo, that nigga came back. And look, and then we say that nigga came back and addressed that shit. Like,
yeah, that nigga Suave was on point, bro.
Suave was on, and Domo would come back and counterpunch. Like, it was a great fucking debate.
But it's like this, bro. Suave
that lets me know
made a debate out of his point, bro.
Domo was never in trouble.
It was a horrible point, but he made a debate out of that shit, bro. He actually made a debate out of.
I'll give him that. Yeah.
If all black people in the world don't vote, what would be a greater effect? If all
I thought it was a great point, and Domo even agrees that it was a great point, and it made it a debate. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, nigga, I said that shit was cheap.
I don't think that was a great point at all.
You felt like it was.
I said it was cheap, and I felt, and I was low key kind of. I low key was like, this nigga here. This nigga spent 2-3 days talking about I changed the topic, and this nigga coming with this gotcha shit. This motherfucker.
Hold on, but you felt like that was gotcha because he talked about global,
the world.
All
We're
black,
talking about
all
everybody.
black, not the world. All black.
Bro, all black people in the world. Nigga, you went from nigga Africa to Australia.
To South America.
To South America.
To Europe.
This nigga got his teddy on.
This nigga went to China and said, China fuck with black people?
Like, yeah, that's true though.
Hey, you always talking about fuck the Chinese.
Yes, but you know what? China don't fuck with though? Democracy.
We won't be fucking with it either. If China give us some land, we won't be fucking with it neither.
Why would we go with democracy, bro? If we pick our leaders, I would definitely go with.
Democracy give you the capacity to say that, right?
Man,
nah, man.
That's
a made up word for some shit that you got from birth.
Everything is a made up word. Everything is a made up word.
But that's a made up concept, bro. That was given to you as birthright.
But what you gotta understand though, is that ultimately the reason why democracy came about is because governments would say things like, you can't say that. Governments would say
again, man.
But if the hey, you know what, let me say this, bro. Suave, you know what, bro?
Who let Ratchet Craig into a post-debate show, bro? This is exclusively for debaters.
Hey, that nigga said it like, who let this nigga into the club?
What's up, Craig, man?
Hey, bro.
Hey, I let myself be, nigga. I got magical powers.
What's up?
I let myself in the back. That was a good debate, y'all.
Thank you.
Hey, Craig, you owe me $5 though. Domo won.
Yeah, good debate.
Hey, how do you go ahead? Let me hear your points on the two debaters.
No, I ain't bet you on no. I was Domo all the way on this. I knew Domo was gonna work it out.
Man, what's soul of mine? Domo won right there on the screen.
Damn, who I bet? Somebody owe me $5.
Who'd you bet? You don't even know who you
Man,
bet.
where the hell is Solar?
This nigga don't even know who he betted. Nigga, Solar was here. He had the dip, I guess.
Yeah, bro.
Solar
He don't got.
right
It
here.
ain't even know
There
he
you go.
with no
There you go. He pulled up.
no motherfucking
Y'all
He was one of the
right,
judges.
y'all right to be exact.
Y'all right in the building.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, right. You take your meds or you about to be on some wild shit?
I almost said something about one of your ancestors.
We got the same ancestors.
No, we don't. See, you come from a long line of slug.
Make me say something about
it. I appreciate you.
All right, it's cool. Go ahead, y'all. Right. Do your thing, man. I'm gonna leave you alone.
And at the same time, appreciate your note taking. You feel me?
I want to say that, you know, man, it was a great debate. I think this was probably the best debate of the playoffs so far.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Go ahead. But it wasn't.
He like T-Duck. They just like attention, so they say anything.
They have Tourette's.
Big lip nigga.
They have Tourette's. So I think Suave had, I think, also the best rebuttal round I've heard all season. I thought that was rebuttal.
It was
definitely.
And so I so much didn't. My vote really wasn't against Domo argument as much was for I thought Suave just had more meat on the bone with his argument.
But you said he conceded, sir.
But actually, I didn't say he conceded. I said they could acquiesce to some points. They both did on some points.
That's true.
So that washes each other out. For me, that's how I score it.
I can't, real talk. I can't front on your judgment or your point or your
Man,
the notion you commented on.
Can you let him get it out?
I appreciate
you. Can you let the judge get it out? Can you let
Judge
Y'all get it out before you?
Yeah, but I think I think that I actually like Domo's argument really well. But I thought that Suave taking a global angle sort of gave him a lot more latitude with his argument. That he could really beef it up. And so I like because this is the thought that I had with Suave's argument, right? Was that the examples that he gave of different protests and how those different protests, without those protests, it would not have inspired certain legislations or a lot of legislations. Like
that was his strongest argument right there. That's the argument I was scared of.
Yeah,
not as much, but that one right there.
I agree. And if you would have went into like the George Floyd point and
you gonna let them niggas talk?
Yeah, favoritism.
But even though he didn't bring up George Floyd,
what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is wrong with some weird ass niggas?
But even though he didn't bring up George Floyd, I thought that bringing up like MLK, Gandhi, the women's suffrage movement, I thought those were strong enough examples to say, hey, look, these examples have worked in the past. How come we just can't continue to do that? Because we see that even without voting, those things inspired legislation or changes in legislation.
I even showed my bad.
That's not true, because then you got to vote after that happens.
Listen, Tina. Without those protests, you still have the good old boys club. Nothing has to change, right? What's the reason to change? If nobody's complaining about black folks being shot down in the street or white police officers putting their knee in the neck of a black man for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, if everybody just stands around and say, oh, that's cool, or they just look at it and it's like, oh, well, here we go again and keep on walking and nobody says nothing, They don't change the law. There's no reason to inspire legislation. There's no need to change what they're doing.
Okay, real quick, big bro. But after the protest, they don't change the law. They go back and vote.
I will say
they
this.
did change the law.
Hold on, T-Duck, I will say this though. I did not argue that enough.
Right.
I'll admit that I spent more of that time, especially the rebuttal time, kind of, because the global shit, I think I killed that. I think I did a good enough job.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas moving away from that. It was the idea that protest can impact government.
Right.
Like protest could cause somebody to do something. Once it got to at the end of my closing, and I was kind of like assessing, like doing an inventory of like what I responded to, I without a doubt that argument is the one that I was the lightest on, that had the most need to do.
But Domo, it makes them vote. It makes them vote differently.
I thought that was like one of your first points in a rapid fire, and then I thought Suave walked into it, and when it was his turn to ask questions, he walked right into that again.
Well, what I did, my bad, go ahead, dude. Damn.
No, you good.
I wanted to take my time and break that down because he never really addressed any of my points. He never really addressed any of my points because he wanted to keep the debate about his paradigm, so he went back to his paradigm. So I wanted to discredit all that because the few questions I asked him are there more, like is black people in America all black people? No. So there are black people outside America. Okay, you're off top. That's a dagger. Move on. But what I should have did was just, I guess, repeated that. You know what I'm saying? And made him, because for some reason he felt like he dismissed it. So that showed that, I guess, you know, in their opinion, I didn't do enough work with them. But to me, it was like, check. I asked another question, like, sometimes, so that means yes. Check. Ask another question, he'll get his long ass, drag ass, cut him off, try to cut him off, give him a little time. Okay, bro. And then I get to another one, check. You know, but I gotta.
So I do want to know though, Domo, when you kept mentioning district attorneys, was that bait for him to attack Kamala Harris, or was you just
throwing that out? Like, that was just more so a part of the argument about representation. I think him bringing up Kamala Harris, this thing, no, you can't have this stuff. You can't have it. Him bringing up Kamala Harris, hold on, bro. Y'all go ahead.
No, fam, talk to it.
Nah, but he trying to grab the mic. He trying to grab the mic.
Oh, he wants the mic.
He already fucked up the headphones. I ain't trying to have him fuck up the mic.
But anyway,
I had a little bit more time. Y'all would have convinced the shit out of Melvin to hang with him. I always had a little bit more time. He'd have convinced the shit out of them. Like, nah, man, that boy Suave just.
Hey, man,
like, did he do anything at the end when I played the video of him saying it's bigger than politics? Because I feel like none of the judges even said none of that. I'm saying they just.
We couldn't hardly hear it.
I couldn't hardly hear him, but I heard what you said about it. I can hardly hear the video clip, but I heard what you said about it. But by the time you played that, I had already felt you edged the debate out. I had already felt you edged the debate out by the time you played that. But I thought it was like, you know, like hairline, like a hairline, you know, like a nose finish, like a photo finish at the finish line. With the
no, you openly closed with that. It was different. You should have opened with that and closed with it. I just, you know, I thought Domo had a great argument, so I don't have anything, you know, no criticism of his argument. I think on any given, you know what I'm saying, any given debate, any given day, that Domo's argument completely obliterates the opponent. But I think your argument, your counter, I think that was
Yeah, I just thought you edged it out. I just thought you edged it out, and I thought you edged it out after the rapid fire round. I was like, okay, like that, I mean the rebuttal, not the rapid fire, but the rebuttal. I was like, yeah, it's like he didn't miss nothing. He like classic example of how you rebut an argument. To me, that was it. And so I was just like, man, like he addressed everything Domo said with poignant arguments, but it didn't introduce anything new. He just kept, on topic, which I appreciate both debaters because y'all both stay clearly on topic, like clearly on topic, And I know some of y'all said, well, they're not really debating the topic, but I think it was all in the same scope. So it was a good debate, man. It was hard to judge. It was hard to judge. It was hard to judge.
I don't want to be no judge, man. I'd rather debate.
Actually, it was hard to judge. I thought Daniel Rules was gonna pass the fuck out.
I'm like, come on, bro. He want to say Suave so bad, but he do not want to say Domo lost, and it wasn't that.
Man,
So you doing some real dirty bacon right now, bro.
No. But good, man. But shout out to y'all both, man. Solid debate.
Appreciate it.
Man, y'all right. You wow.
Coming back next year? Yeah, man. I'll be back.
Hey, but you gotta have a seat right now.
Nice, man. I got little bums like you.
Did you learn something, Suave?
Hold up, Lance.
Yeah, that was the only thing that could have killed me. What Domo did, that's the only thing that, because it's a lot of things that's allowed that I think shouldn't be allowed. But taking the topic and creating your own argument, like that's the only thing that could have took me out, bro. Like real talk. When I tried to take the impact of that away, I should have went all out. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just wanted to bring some attention to it and let motherfuckers know, hey, look, this was the debate. And for him to sit up here and try to say black people in America voting in local elections, like where the fuck did you get that from? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I learned something.
Yeah, because I was more with the understanding that y'all was gonna be talking about, the plight of blacks in America, but then when I saw you hit that world map, I was like, oh shit.
That should have been it.
I was like, oh shit.
That's when he won your vote.
You know what? That's not when he won my vote, but I was like, that's a good ass angle. Because
gotcha.
No, it's not called got you.
I ain't like that angle.
It's not called got you. It was just like because what he did was he defined impact and then he defined what black was, right? And so once you define what black is, now you can't localize it, right? So are you going to say there's no blacks? You're not going to say, you talk about blackness and the black experience, like that doesn't translate to Africa and other third world countries where you see majority of blacks and the difference is dealing with these same situations and then because if y'all notice the bridge that he made, which I thought was solid, was the Black Lives Matter movement, because that sparked a global protest. That sparked a global protest. So I was like, okay, now he can make but when he does that though, now he can make the argument. Right? Now he can make the argument. And I just thought he had a better argument. But Domo had a damn good debate too, but I just thought Suave had a better argument.
Yeah, we don't let you get away with that. You're a wild man.
I thought it was pretty intelligent.
Hey man, your hairline is wild.
Work it out like he did. He went a lot of routes. It was almost like a defense team and shit. How he did it, like the motherfucker committed the murder, but the motherfucker came up with something for that ass, and that's a good job. You use your brain. You know what I'm saying? On this one, you got deep with it, and it was more than just the superficial debate. It was some underlying shit that was going on that I peeped. That's pretty dope. You got in there. You figured out how the fuck can I combat what the fuck Domo is going. You already know what he's going to do. You already know it. You heard what he said. You went back to the drawing board immediately, and you came up with something.
And,
Am I lying?
I'm gonna tell you something, bro, and it's burning a hole in my chest. I did not initially take global.
Mm-hmm.
But after I thought about it, I mean, it hit me. I could, and I wavered on it. I really the fuck did, bro. That's why I fucked up. Like, when you do shit like that, bro, like it justified what he did, even though we had talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, bro, I felt like I was on bullshit, bro, because I wasn't talking about global when we first set that up. But I did think about that later, and that's what happens.
I mean, you pulled the same cat out the bag. That's all I'm saying. You just used the brains, bro.
I think what a good strategy to pick global.
He just said he wasn't prepared, which is the truth. Like
okay, I feel you.
I thought that.
But I'm saying for a last minute strategic move, bro, that was pretty.
No, I came up with it. It wasn't last minute. It was like 3-4 days after we set the topic. It could have been a little bit later, but my mind, but I had time. But I wavered on what I do, and I was like, go. And then when his premise came in, I had to go back and make sure I attack responsibility, accountability, and power. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. But I just feel more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a debate tactic, and I guess if you're gonna be in it, you gotta get grimy or whatever. But I don't like that. I like having a clear understanding. But I knew he wouldn't have a clear understanding of that. That just, yeah, it was cheap. I agree with that. It was, bro. It was.
Hey, you had a good argument, but I thought it was on top.
Up here? This is a post-debate show.
No, I'm trying to talk to you, bro. Damn, you don't want my critique. God, fuck it.
No, you good, bro. You good.
No. But you had a good. Your presentation was on fire. I just why you take global? I just didn't understand it.
Because all blacks. What you mean? Ain't no.
Bro, this is like everything started from the bottom to the top. You took
facts. Who is HP?
That's Suave, S.V.D.L. That's Brother Rue.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
PC.
What's up, man? Hey, I want to get on here. I don't get on here that much on the app show, but I thought that
you jumping on. You showed.
I thought that you. First of all, I'm gonna say this, man. I thought that you deserved that I come on here.
Oh man.
I thought that this debate. I'm telling you, this debate was kind of nerve wracking. And because of that, I'm gonna say fuck you and Domo for this.
Sorry, bro.
For real. Sorry. Mm-hmm. That was
to judge your group for pulling up, though.
This debate was like I said, was probably one of the harder debates that I've seen, or especially I've been in the judge. And just to show you how close, if we just talking about it on one aspect of a scoring rubric, right? Mm-hmm. I have it 9.53 to 9.15. That's just the scoring rubric. Domo. That's how fucking tight it was. Somebody just mentioned that it was like a photo finish. I thought both arguments were good. And if I could go back,
I think that Suave, you did call something out when you was like, man, we're not even arguing. Wait a minute, that ain't the debate. We're arguing two different things. I'm talking about this in Domo, me and Domo Smart saying no. I'm talking about this. It puts y'all kind of on two different arguments.
Yeah.
You know, and because of that, I think you had a lot more to cover than Domo, where he was more concentrated in one specific area of his impact. He had one specific area, but three points in it. And your argument was strong. I think that you brought it home, but you talked more about the protest and holding your vote in protest, and because you actually said protest more than you said vote. The impact that you said was
impact more than I said vote too.
Yeah, you said yeah, and so when you were doing it, you know, your argument as far as in how it is globally, you know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, as that part of protest, you're 100% right. If you're gauging it as in like is the effects of people, you're right. But we're talking about protest. Domo countered it by saying, hey, well, you still got to go vote. And then your protest, once 100 people vote, they're still voting. You know, I'm telling you, man, it was almost a tie, but I didn't want to do a Garfield.
Yeah.
I did not want to do a fucking Garfield.
I almost did that. I ain't gonna lie. I almost did that. Yeah. I ain't gonna even lie. I almost did that.
And so, you know, I think that I think that I'm not saying Domo would have lost, but I think that, you know, it would have even been even tougher in the voting if y'all could have came to some consensus about how your arguments were, as far as in where they were level.
Yeah, me too. You know, like I said, man, I felt like he pulled something, but at the end of the day, I pulled something too. So yeah, you know, I wanted to avoid the conversation, and when I got his premise, I said, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. So it is what it is, man. I appreciate it though. I still think I won, but yeah, man.
Hey, and I can see why you feel that way. I can see why you feel that way. I mean, shout out to you, shout out to Domo.
Shout out to the Domo.
This was a championship fucking debate.
Yeah,
it was. We'll see what you know what Taz and Anon and you know and everybody else got, but this set the bar for the rest of the fucking playoffs.
That's hard.
In debates.
That's hard.
And I appreciate Yara the way, you know, how he broke it down, and I can see where he was coming from. But I think all the judges were close, and you know, it just happened to be a certain way of how we see it and how we broke it down. But you know, congratulations, you got nothing to be ashamed of. Hey, you still king. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, Domo, and we'll see, you know, how far he can go and keep doing Domo.
Hey, we appreciate you, Daniel Heru. That's a big deal right there.
For sure, definitely appreciate the effort. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, stop holding punches.
Hey, T-Duck, go play in some traffic, you weird ass nigga.
Yeah, man.
Hey, little man, cut it out,
bro. I won't want that job.
And I promise you, bro, you see me in person, ain't gonna be no little man, bro. I'll beat the fuck out you. Now, that's what it is.
It's okay, little man. I know you the hardest.
I'm so tired of your voice.
You see T-Duck face, that nigga look like a straight up sparring partner for a professional boxer.
What do he look like? Like he just want to put his face there to get touched on. You right, Lance. Good job.
Oh, I forgot like you a little man too.
He don't look like he no joke, bro.
Nah, Lance is a little.
I'm a 5'8" ass fat nigga.
Yeah, y'all little niggas.
Fucking
y'all
athlete.
Damn, you 5'8". They got the
music niggas.
Right here, how?
Quit playing with me.
Yeah, hey,
what you 6'4"?
I don't know why they just broke out in that, but I wouldn't.
Niggas is
Man, my
tired
wife
of
is
T-Ducks,
5'7",
bro.
nigga.
Like, you gave
Damn.
Ratchet Craig the
get out what he's
business.
trying to say.
You gave Ratchet Craig the business when you should have gave T-Duck the business.
Yeah, but T-Duck's
That's
still
why.
in the playoffs, bro.
He's garbage, nigga. He's in the playoffs on a
I
technicality.
know that. I know he's garbage.
That nigga's the league Rick Mahorn, bro.
See, y'all be
figure out what would have been my hold on, real quick, because I'm trying to figure out what should have been my argument when Suave said the whole you can change the government. Because
Your argument should have been I concede the debate. But thank you, Hey Ruben. I really appreciate you, man. And
hold on, Donovan. What you say, Suave?
Your argument should have been I concede the debate.
Y'all niggas, why? It's finna get crazy now. Hey, shout out to
hold on, because I was trying to see what.
Just real quick, shout out to the judges. I know y'all finna get crazy. Shout out to the judges, man. Like we said this, I wouldn't want to be the judge in this
too, man.
Yeah, it's all you know what I'm saying. Like
I want to say this to Melvin. I appreciate you pointing out that I didn't have my citations. You know what I'm saying? Because I had them, but I took them out because they was incomplete, and I didn't want to have incomplete citations.
That was the excuses.
You didn't have no sources on that shit. Ain't that the
Nah,
same
but
thing?
I did. I said it out loud. I said a study entitled XYZ. I did.
Yeah, he said it. I didn't see him on the slide.
He didn't say it on that chart he showed.
But he did say it though.
He didn't say it on that chart he showed. That nigga showed the chart with some voting numbers and shit.
That shit even both of the charts. The chart was from Pew Research, and the other chart was from CNN.
It was at the bottom. I saw it. He did say it though. He did say it.
But in terms of when Suave making the argument that protests actually change government, I'm trying to figure out what that. I had something I was supposed to say to that. But see, the problem, and this is why I like to be more reserved and keep it kind of more organized, because when I get on when I feel like I got something, sometimes I can flex too much on that, and I don't put enough. I don't spread it out as much as I should. And I did feel like I undercovered the argument about changing government without voting, because I didn't want to say that government couldn't be changed without voting. It was more so like a reflection of direct representation, because you can change legislation by voting, or not by voting, but by you can change legislation by protesting things that you don't fucking like. Like we see that happen. Right. I mean, because we see that happen all the time. But the argument that I was making more so.
What are you talking
about? If we are attempting to directly engage with representation, if we're going as far as protesting these people, we should exercise our vote to fire them. And I didn't connect those the way that I wanted.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
No, you did
Y'all
not.
cuddling.
Yeah, I didn't connect those.
I agree. I definitely agree with that point, and I feel like that's
I think that's what made it close. Because if I would have
I almost said that, but I can't say that because
how was it close?
Suave really had a solid ass argument. Like, and it's just
he had a solid argument. I just think that.
Can I ask you one question?
Hold on, real quick, T-Duck. That's not to diminish Suave's argument, but that's the reason why I say it made it close is because I do think I properly addressed the argument, or I had a sufficient, even though I think I kind of flexed on the African.
Yeah, I mean, no, and we gave you credit for that in the joint. Like, you had a sufficient response to that. We did because when all the technical difficulties happened, that was the biggest conversation on the VIP joint was, is Domo going to address this global argument?
It had to.
Domo, I need to ask you this question real quick, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand.
And I'll go as far as saying this. It scares me.
Yeah, I understand that protesting works.
The government changing because of protests, that didn't change. That didn't scare me as much. And that's kind of
the influence of vote.
That's kind of why
people still want to vote, though.
Hold on, T-Duck, because you're right. But what I'm saying is that I knew I could respond to the other argument. I knew I could get to that, the one about like changing the government. It's about representation. And so if I show that changing, pulling out and altering representation has a bigger impact than impacting legislation, I feel like that's an argument to kind of wash that away. But I felt like because I wasn't prepared for the global conversation, I dedicated more time to that argument because I wanted to make sure, like, y'all got to hear me on this. And
I just feel
the
like
problem was I was
focused on
deficient
that
on
in
other
his
areas.
question.
There is no impact globally on our.
I feel like if he would have figured out a way to focus on
let's
that.
let T-Duck speak.
Why?
T-Duck.
Why?
Globally, there is no
Why,
impact on
Domo?
our
Why?
system. America doesn't care what black people do in other nations. Like,
This
for
nigga
real,
just
for real.
sound like he wears
That's
helmet.
time out bullshit. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
you know what, Suave? Like I said, bro, that was a dumbass argument, but it's equivalent to a motherfucking badass hand that you got to drop on 2-1.
Hey, exactly. You pay,
Look, I'm gonna tell you the difference.
hell out of a badass.
You played the hell out of a badass hand, bro. Real talk. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you
I
the
would
difference
have
in what
never
you just
took
heard.
that fucking argument, bro.
You heard Lance say some shit because he trying to be fucking inflammatory.
Hey, nah, that's real.
No, I'm not.
And then
I want to
T-Duck
correct. I don't want my nigga to think that I told him from the beginning.
to just make you want to just fucking lynch this.
Stop, little man.
No,
Chill.
I wasn't being inflammatory. I was being Lance in my expression.
No, I appreciate
Yeah, because Lance is inflammatory.
What I was saying,
that.
what I was saying was, I think that was a dumb ass argument. He had a bow hand that he played good as fuck.
Yeah,
and Domo dropped. He had to win on the drop with one card.
Yeah, that's all right, cool.
But how you gonna be for reparations and talk about don't vote?
Man, nigga, why are you
still
talking, bro?
Like, niggas be wild.
Who for reparations?
Stupid nigga.
Cause you're dumb.
See how that nigga got quiet?
Oh, you not for reparations?
They will never give us reparations. They will never, ever. The fuck, nigga, unless you reduce that to $1.
Hey, Lance, and that's why I'm telling you, bro, make sure you separate yourself from a nigga like T-Duck. Nigga, y'all ain't the same.
Hey, look at that. That's a real
none of y'all,
homo.
nigga. I'm like, hey, bro, for real. Yeah, none of y'all is like T-Duck. I'm gonna say that for sure, but I'm not like none of you niggas for real, bro.
Nah, I definitely ain't like you, nigga.
You not nothing like me,
you a dookie stain on the D, man.
A dookie stain on the D?
Yeah.
I'm a dookie.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there.
You talking about on Detroit?
Lance, respectfully, don't go there. Anonymous, respectfully, don't go there. Respectfully, don't go there.
I pray to God, I hope he's talking about Detroit.
I hope he talking about Detroit, bro.
No, bro.
That's the only D I know.
I pray to God this weird nigga talking about nigga. We never know with you. You don't nigga run around here calling niggas little mama.
Niggas come out like that, bro.
We never know what the fuck you saying. Nigga. You's a weirdo.
Why do your brain work like that, Detroit? Like, why do your brain work like that, bro? And I
I'm gifted and talented.
No, you're not, nigga.
No, you're not, bro. You
really not, nigga.
Ain't nobody even. And it's starting to. Hey, look, bro. You can see the conspiracy in the shit. This nigga just made his way all through the playoffs. He's a fucking.
It's not a conspiracy. Y'all niggas don't remember. Y'all niggas don't remember when the Heat hit the. Y'all niggas don't remember when the Heat hit the Suns, or not the Suns, but the Hawks in the conference finals. The niggas remember when the Atlanta Hawks? I think they Al Horford. And I think it was like Jeff Teague or Marcus Teague. One of the Teague brothers was on the Hawks team, and
it had to be Jeff.
Yeah, I think it was Jeff. And these niggas like made it to the conference finals against LeBron. Like they made it through like the fucking.
Yeah, when Horford was on the team, it's when Horford got.
Yeah, they had Al Horford. Yeah, to the Celtics. I actually think the motherfucking Hawks had the best record in the East when they did that shit too. But they ran into LeBron in the fucking conference finals.
I'm gonna tell you why that's not the same. No, look, hey, look, this is why that's not the same, nigga. This the equivalent of fucking whoever the fuck the weakest motherfucker on the East side was, and then that team that they played.
You don't even know nothing to make that analogy.
Hey, hold on,
how simple do you sound?
It's cool.
Whoever the weak is,
we trying to come up with the worst team in history to ever do anything.
It's cool,
bro.
Get your little fucking.
Hey, look, hey, watch this.
Jason Kidd, Jason Kidd.
Here's the reason I'm saying that, Domo. Because he didn't beat nobody, bro. He still ain't beat nobody in the playoffs. Like, let's be honest. Chris quit. Like we've been like here's the crazy part, nigga. We've been talking about this nigga for 6 weeks basically without doing shit in the playoffs. Nigga. Like, think about that, nigga. Like,
I know that's why I want to get the conversation on from now, man. Y'all gotta let the retarded say that shit and then keep talking. They'll stop hitting that link. They'll quit the league.
Yeah, that's true. Just like how you fucking took a.
Hey, but I say this, man. I'm
talking about.
I'm tired of getting
fuck out of here, but
I'll say this though. I don't know what it is about me, but bro, like every nigga has their best debate when they debate Domo.
Hey, I feel you.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
niggas be like, bro, this was the best.
And you know what? And you know what? At the same time, while they telling them that, you like, damn, I did shitty on this debate. Damn, I did shitty on this debate.
Domo, you playing? He said protest,
wonderful.
Hey,
but you know what? I will never be the same debater.
Was this your best debate, Domo? Was this your best debate?
Nah, it wasn't.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. He don't never be like,
I agree.
Man, did you
but
see
the fucked up part is, I agree with him. Nigga, like, yeah, I can't even fucking.
I feel like my last real flex on niggas was, I think when I think it was when I debated my last, the first debate against Lance. I think that was my last like ass, like I kicked this nigga ass. I feel like
you went in against back, you just fucked it up in the rapid fire. I feel like you beat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
You just fucked it up in the rapid fire.
I didn't. Well, yeah, I fucked it up in the rapid fire for talking too much shit. Like I wasn't cool. Like I didn't keep. I technically won that debate, but I was just like an asshole.
Well,
yeah, you gotta stop being one of those.
I feel like you lost that debate, but that debate actually taught me how to debate. So if you could tell after that debate, I never debated the same, and I started adding quotes, and I'm like, okay, I worked with that shit, so that shit leveled me. So by the time I got to a SAR, I just had too much information on the SAR. Like I didn't have enough time to compile all that shit properly, and I just threw it together. But
bro, you was the dumbest nurse.
However, the motherfucking the debate you had, bro. That shit, I think I done very well on that debate.
Man.
And
bro, I mean to be like Lance, you did good. Like you did good, bro. You went first. You set the you set the stage, right? Like I wouldn't want to let another nigga do that to me, because I feel like in this debate, if Suave would have went first, it would have put me behind the A-ball, bro. That's why I'm glad
I think that taught you. I think you letting that happen taught you that lesson though.
Oh, nigga, the only reason that shit happened because they flipped.
Oh yeah,
no, because he was cocky at first, and he was like, "No, fuck that. I flip forward." Because he was like, "You can have it."
You didn't have no choice. Both of them wanted to go first, so they had to flip.
For them. No, we had to flip.
No. In my debate with Lance, I told Lance he could go first, and then I was like, "Nah, flip it." And then I was like, "Nah, you can go first." But he won. I think he won the flip anyway, or some shit like that. But it was something to where like I agree with, like, yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, he wanted you to go first.
Yeah.
I don't ever agree to that with niggas, bro. I ain't gonna bullshit.
But in this debate, if Suave would have went first, I would have had like that local community conversation. Like I was able to be like, boom, nigga, I'm talking about local impact, whatever. Then he had to be like, no, we talking about the world. Now, him talking about the fucking world still had the benefit of
all black people. I said, well, how do you say
bro, y'all should have seen my fucking face, bro. I wish I would have been on camera.
Hey, look, I wish we could have seen everybody's face. I wish like y'all niggas don't see on the playback. When niggas
the
hear
person
how
that doesn't show his face.
I wish that everybody could understand like on the playback, like how everybody was just like, damn, that motherfucker really brought a global argument to a national
this
fight.
Nigga said, bro, I was like, this nigga is saying the world.
Yeah,
this
bro.
nigga is really saying the world.
Because we was like, how the judges gonna respond to that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Nah, they fucked with it. They fucked with it.
Nah, they did.
I know.
Because, bro, that's what I'm saying. Because without that, bro, that's why the niggas was like, yeah, this shit close. Even me, I was thinking,
they fucked with it. Like I told you, Suave, if you make your rapid fire about the global argument, they having a different conversation.
He would have said a lot of stupid shit, bro.
Nah.
Like I
No. He did it. Suave did it how he was supposed to do it. Suave did it how he was supposed to do it.
I don't know what it looks like. I'm not gonna front and say I know what it looks like, but I think if he does a good job on a global argument in a rapid fire, it changes at least either Heru or Melvin's mind. And we got Daniel Heru here, so maybe.
Nah, I mean, because that's the thing. If he would have made it,
don't put no more pressure.
If he would have, nah, I think Suave did it right because his focus was on changing the government without voting. That was a stronger argument.
I agree.
That was a much stronger argument.
And if you go back and listen, he did that shit for 5 minutes. Like his rapid fire, for whatever reason, it seemed like it went longer than yours. Like we listened to him ask you these questions, and then I look up, and it's like 5 minutes and 39 seconds left. I'm like, you gotta go in.
I asked longer questions.
Yeah, like I'm looking, I'm like, yo, he didn't touch on whatever he needed to touch on that first shit. Like, go to the global shit. Like if he would have, like at that 5 minute mark, or even that 4 minute mark, he touches on that global shit in some way that makes you a little uncomfortable. I don't know. I think the judges look at it differently. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like the shit was so close. I don't know, but I feel like that could have changed. That could have changed.
I feel like because the thing is that the reason why I think it was strategic how he did it is because I was already distracted by the global shit. So the subtle argument,
to the point where he was trying not to deal with it at first. I was like, nigga,
no, I attacked it head on. It was what I wasn't trying to deal with, like directly, was the you can change the government by protesting. That's what I wasn't trying to deal with directly. And that's why I'm trying to ask myself, what was my response?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what saved you on your rebuttals, Domo. Because on the first rebuttal, you opened up not dealing with the global shit. You opened up dealing with local shit. And then the shit went back down and we was like, yo, we know he gonna get his full 10 minutes again. Is he gonna come back and deal with the global shit?
Hold on, how much of the first rebuttal did I hear? Because I think I saw it twice.
The first rebuttal you did like it stopped at 8 minutes.
Only one of them count. You ain't finna just
hey, keep it a buck, Domo. You thought that shit was close. Like for real.
No, I mean I think like this is the thing, bro. Like I look at it based on like I look at it based on the environment, right? Like how what arguments impact people. I think on a technical level, like I did my thing. Like on a technical level, like I did what I was supposed to do.
Shit wasn't close. Quit talking like it was.
Nah,
I mean to the judges it was.
He said you watched.
Bro, listen, what I'm saying is, in S.V.D.L, what niggas gotta understand is that there's not one overarching value system that dictates what's a good speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no like particular rubric that's like, this is a good way to, like, nah. Different judges find different things important, and then different debaters highlight different aspects of.
And that's
debating.
true. That's true as fuck. That's true as fuck.
And so just because, like technically, if the debate was judged purely off technical like technical application, yes, it's not close. But this league isn't decided purely off technical application. There's a lot of other factors that go.
I don't think it ever will.
Never has been, right?
Man, it was his.
So it's a lot of other factors that go into
three.
Hey, let me tell you this part real quick. Because Blue was on your page off rip, right? And even he has to admit that global argument was a motherfucker, right? But not to the point. Now I'm gonna be honest, like, because Blue was still like, yo, fuck that, Domo still got this. But he even had to admit that you had to address that in your rebuttal. And in the first rebuttal, before the shit shut down, when you was like,
there is no global impact.
Man, bro, shut your punk ass
Shut
up,
up
bro.
before I put you in the hide you in the back.
Calm down, you
Show some
nah, let him fend for himself, bro.
Man,
Hey,
put
bro,
that
can
nigga
I,
in his
hey,
high
show
chair,
some
bro.
impulse control?
I got
Finish
enough
talking
for
to
all
Domo,
y'all
bro?
if y'all really want to get there.
Hey, bro,
That
can
nigga
I,
in his
can
high
I
chair,
please?
bro.
Hey, hold on. Let him rock, T-Duck.
I just muted him. I muted T-Duck. Go ahead.
This nigga's weird, bro. So like that first rebuttal when you was at the 8:30 mark and everything shut down, you hadn't mentioned the global argument yet, right? But then when you come back on the second one, like it's almost like instant, like immediate. It's like you had time to think. It's like let me really shoot this shit up, and you immediately started to incorporate it into your rebuttal, right? And so
Yeah,
I think,
and that's what. But I thought, I'm gonna be for real. I thought that break is what it hurt me. I thought that break hurt me because I do think that
I felt like it hurt both of y'all. If I'm honest.
The reason why I think it hurt me because I think that my premise was a bit more focused and going from my premise to the rebuttal. Like, cause when we got back to the rebuttals, I had already started twice. So starting the third time, like it's kind of like you feel me? I just had to like I had my written. I had my written, and then I had
start on your final joint. I could tell you was like, man, this shit is ridiculous.
Yeah,
your energy.
Like because I had started
fucking much, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Let me ask you this though, Domo. On a global scale, right? When we talk about the World Trade Organization, how many votes does a country get?
Because
that wouldn't even hurt into the argument though.
You said one country would be like that'd be one.
There is no global vote. The UN make agreement.
Hold on. What does the black vote count for in the black country?
You said what does a black vote account for?
Yeah.
Was she like on a global scale?
Country. Yeah, black country.
Hey, you said
it's the same.
What is a black country?
Like, hey, hold on, let me ask you this, Blue. Hey, Blue, I see where you're going, Blue. I see where you're going, Blue.
Hold on, you saying an African country, Blue?
Yeah, African country.
Okay, yeah.
And look, and I see where you're going. Let me ask you this though, Blue. Was that pertinent? Yeah. Was that pertinent to this debate? Because neither one of them brought that out.
You talking about globally?
No, but I'm saying,
because what he's saying.
No, I hear what you're saying, but neither one of them brought it out.
No. That's why I was asking.
Right. Neither one of them brought it out though, so it doesn't become relevant. You feel what I'm saying? I agree.
I didn't know.
I agree that if Domo makes that argument,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, if Domo makes that argument, it's an amazing argument.
I didn't want to bring that forward though.
I was looking at it. I was looking at it two ways, right? The first way I'm looking at it is you can undermine the argument that it's an impact on people in Africa protesting the United States government, which is the approach that I took. But there was another way that I was thinking about it in terms of, I think the other way I was thinking about approaching it was, should I say that even from the perspective of like a global protest, all black people participating globally still produces the same impacts that even if we were just talking about the United States. So like when you got people participating like in all of the elections around the country, or not around the country, but around the globe, that makes sure that all the different types of black people are fighting to gain representation, because we know that votes lead to being represented in the government. And so I felt like that one had to be fleshed out a little bit more. So I went to and I'll admit that. So my approach was, all right, just undermine the idea, just African.
And look, we could tell that that's what it was, because Taz was like, he addressed it, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know if he addressed it enough, but
I addressed it, yeah, because I do think you can undermine it by saying, like, you're telling people who are represented by their government look just like them. You know I'm saying, and all of these other things to protest their government because of what's happening to us. Now that I think about it, I think if I would have went to the first option, and that's saying that like local politics still matter, even when we talking about.
Because now you got so much more to flush out.
Yeah,
like
and that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think you did what you needed to do. You know the dopest part about this is watching this or listening to y'all respond to this, listening to the judges, and then knowing what happened in like the watch party. We was all on the same page for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all having the same discussion as the debaters are having mentally during the debate. And so that's the dopest part about having actual debaters that are in the league that are doing this, because we thinking like this as a debater. So it was dope. Like it was a good ass debate. It was a dope ass watch party. Like shout out to the judges. Shout out to Suave for taking it like a G. Shout out to Domo. You know what I'm saying? Like it was amazing. Only person that fucked it up was T-Duck.
Man, hey, bro. Hey, I'm gonna claim you on my taxes for real. You on some weird shit.
Oh shit!
Hey, I'm
nigga, you don't even make you don't even make enough to claim me on your taxes, nigga. You don't even understand what the fuck
you my son right now.
Hey, go make everybody a blue motherfucking.
Hey, I can show you my accounting degree.
Hey, hold on, yo, Melvin just came in the building, yo. Well, I want to
this is all
Melvin, if y'all don't mind. Is that okay?
Hey, yo, shout out to Melvin.
Nah, it's not okay.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this to Melvin.
Good, just
let me say this to Melvin because I do feel like I do owe him an explanation, because he's right? Like typically, if there's a quote, because I did say the name of the study before it to not be in the presentation. That was like a lack of oversight on my behalf, because like I had made sure I had crystallized the debate today, and I was like, all right, let's spend all this time. Let me like kind of relax and do some other shit before the actual debate.
Excuses.
But I had forgot. I told myself go back and put because I had the names of the study at the bottom, but I didn't have the authors because I wanted to get like such and such et al. I just wanted to make sure I had the et al. Correct. And I forgot to go back in and then put the author's name. So when I went in, like when the debate started and I realized I forgot to put the fucking sites, I just went ahead and just deleted or erased everything that I had on there, and I just made sure I said it. But I know the type of nigga Melvin is, so I'm like, all right, niggas want proper citation. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? That's what, you know what I mean? So I could be like, I said it, but I do appreciate you pointing out the fact that my citation wasn't as proper as it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No problem. What's going on?
Melvin, be the voice of reason, please. Go ahead.
And I'm not afraid to say that. Typically, I would have hit Melvin up like, "Hey, what's in the archives, bro?" I would have hit Melvin up like, "What's in the archives?" Like, send me that link. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do some digging.
Part, I be wanting to do it too, but I be trying to be like, I don't want to take advantage of him, like sharing the library with us. So I just try to, you know what I'm saying, do it on my own. But yeah, I feel like he is.
The reason why I do it though, the reason why I do it is because I feel like even though he's providing us information, if you use it if you don't use it, how it's supposed to be used, that's your ass.
Hey, look, I do the same thing with Yara, right? Because I know that Yara is influential and he's judging these debates. So I try my best not to hit him up and put him in a situation where he got to be helping me with information and judging. Like, and that's what I was saying. Like, I try not to be involved with the behind the scenes. So I try my best not to put him in that situation. I don't want to put none of them, because I wouldn't want to be in that situation. I would hate to be in a situation where, like, okay, I helped the debater out with some shit, and then now I got to judge against him. So I go out of my way to keep that shit separate. So I feel what you're saying. Like, that shit is. That's what makes it.
No. That's why he don't like. I don't ask Melvin for help. Yeah, I just want the source. The nigga got a library. I just want the sources.
I
just want the sources.
Yeah. But that's why I give out the link to the actual full library, so you can like search.
Go find for yourself.
I have no problem providing the library and the source, but I'm not gonna do your debate for you. I'm not gonna argue for you. You have to do that yourself.
You still gotta go in crunch time by yourselves, you and your opponent.
Yep. Hey, Danny is the one with the information. Well, Melvin and Danny are both.
Yeah, Daniel Haywood got the information too. And the crazy part is, all of us like upper level, well, all of us debaters, but especially the people who know how to get in touch with these judges, we know that they would give us information if we asked. But we do our best not to do that shit.
And that's why I would hold Melvin to a candle and be like, bruh, you gotta keep it up.
Don't nobody know what the fuck you're talking about.
Melvin know what I'm talking about, so it don't matter. Of course you not gonna know.
No.
You small.
He really
small because you're small. You're small.
No, he really just said he don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
go ahead and speak on the debate, though, bro.
I know what you guys were talking about before I got on it.
Domo, real quick, man. One thing that you brought up, and I was wondering how Swap was going to respond to it. When we was talking about the holding your vote, I thought it was very strong. When you said, based on population and being a minority, if you hold your vote and pretty much if everybody else vote, it makes it incoincidental. And they gonna say, don't say shit because you ain't vote.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was strong as hell.
Bingo.
Exactly. I thought that was strong as hell. I was like, oh. So I'm looking, okay, what Suave gonna do? Suave go back and say, listen, I ain't talking about that shit.
Ran in here.
I ain't talking about that shit. I'm talking about good, bad, I don't care. This
is talking about impact.
So
and that's what I thought.
Here's the thing that.
But I thought that was a good point, though.
Hold on. Let Daniel Haywood finish making his point, and then we gonna get to Melvin.
Yeah, I was commenting on what Daniel said because remember, Daniel, he said he was talking about impact.
Oh my God, you don't have to protect.
Bro, shut up and let the man talk. I'm interacting with him.
Shit, go ahead, Haywood.
So I thought when you made that statement, I thought that when you start you minimize, and he said that you minimize, you took away the effect of holding the vote, which was a legitimate point. Legitimate point. So it's like, okay, well, how do you come back from that? And Suave, being Suave, he's like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about globally.
Yep.
I'm talking about globally. I'm trying to reach out here and there and there. And then you say, well, if somebody else is doing something and their country is doing good, why would they protest their government?
Mm-hmm.
Those were the little points where it was enough to put him, as he was still swinging, to put him off of you. And I thought,
you said it. You said it was 9.5 to 9.1.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I was like,
Daniel Haywood, Melvin, not Lil Man.
Let him run. Go ahead.
I agree with you.
Hold on, let me put this out there real quick. Since this whole ass nigga want to keep talking, you just win the debate and then come get this work. You punk ass nigga. I'm tired of your punk ass.
I know.
Now y'all can continue.
Yeah, I think Haywood was finished. Go ahead,
Yeah. So I agree with Haywood. We kind of expect, as judges, we kind of expected that, looking at both of you guys' premise, that there was going to have to be a constant resetting of the tone of the debate. And you both did that well. You both said, okay, look, I'm talking about locally. You need to address the local position that I have. And then I was like, well, I'm talking about a global effect. You need to address the global effect that I have. And so, again, it's expected that you guys would properly reset the tone accordingly, but there's a way to avoid having to go through this, and it's just making sure that you guys are clear on your positions to each other. Had you guys been clear on locale regarding your positions in the beginning, you would have never had a point in the debate where you had to keep resetting the tone. So we see that as judges, and we make mental notes, but all it is just evidence of a not well thought out premise between both parties. Not to, belittle the effect of what you're trying to accomplish in the debate. It's just that in the art of competition, you still need to understand your opponent clearly, regardless. So I think that needs to be done. I think as we get closer and closer to the finals, things like this, we want to make sure are eliminated.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a bug. I just learned a hell of a fucking lesson. Because usually I just be like, all right, whatever, nigga, give me the top. You know what I'm saying? The first time that a nigga hit me with some shit that I fully was not prepared for. Like initially, I feel like I was able to. I was able to pivot, but the time that I took to pivot made me focus on other things.
That you should have been right.
No, that wasn't you, bro. That wasn't you.
No, I mean, but even with like
bro.
I understand.
Thank you, Lance. Please get this nigga, Lance. I'm about to cuss this nigga out.
Like a gnat, nigga.
Hey,
no, I mean, I
never thought a nigga would show up that made me appreciate Lance, nigga. Lance, I'm sorry as fuck, bro.
Let Yashar rock. Go ahead, big bro.
I'm gonna wait till Domo finish, then I'm gonna come.
What was I about to say? I think I think all I was saying was what was significant about Suave's approach was that because I was there, that I dedicated all that time to it, as opposed to kind of spreading it out like I want. Because even though it was new, I was like, oh, this is the answer. I got the answer. But then you know what I'm saying? But he had other like tentacles that was, you know what I'm saying, that was reaching out there. And so like me being like, okay, I got this, had put me in a position where I underperformed on other arguments. When the one thing that I know is you gotta cover your flow, or you gotta cover your notes effectively. You know what I'm saying? But like going up and grandstanding and ranting, once you effectively answer an argument, you gotta keep it pushing. You know what I mean? And because it was new and I was underprepared and was a little insecure on that approach, I did spend too much time. And like the strongest argument that I felt like that came out of that shit was Suave. Like, nigga, you can change the government. Even though I did make the representation argument, you still see an impact on both. If niggas don't vote, I mean, I tried to say
impact, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to say, you know.
I feel like he did a good job of that in this rebuttal. I feel like he got you with that in his rebuttal, but I feel like you made a couple of other points that helped you pull it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Real quick, evidence of the fact that you did not necessarily pay attention to that. What most people do, and what you guys have done, is rely on the natural instinct to fall back on what you know about this person as far as their ability to argue and how they argue and what their personal beliefs and stances are. And so you come into the debate really underprepared, but with expectations. And in debating, especially
beating up on their weakness.
Right. And in debating, you never want to come into a debate with expectations of an opponent whose job is to take you out.
Exactly.
That's real.
And I didn't damn near lost to that. I didn't damn near lost to that twice. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Lance did that, and Suave has now done that. Taz is not doing that.
Peace to Melvin, man.
We're gonna talk about what's going on.
Hold on. Before you go, yeah, I was gonna say before you go anonymous, go ahead.
Shalom, family.
Shalom, big bro.
Man,
Shalom, Mikey.
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? I think both of y'all did a great job in our presentation and in the rebuttal. I think where it got real tough for Suave was in that rapid fire. I think you allowed Domo to dominate and control in there the whole situation. Like, you were trying to answer, and when you were getting into it, then you allow him, you know what I'm saying, ask more questions and cut you off and stuff like that. But then when it came back to the rapid fire, he was digging in. Everything that you was asking, he was answering, and he had details to where, you know what I'm saying, even if you did cut in, he still could address that. So, you know what I'm saying, like, in the way I seen it, that's where I think that you know what I'm saying, you kind of fell off. But all in all, man, I did a damn good job, man.
I appreciate that, big dog. And I want to say peace to Melvin just came back. I see you here. Peace to you too, man. Good job on that ruling.
Bro, he been talking shit about you, bro. You were just talking about peace to this nigga. He said you. Nah, I'm just fucking.
You ain't shit, bro. Hey, I want to ask the judges a question and y'all finish.
Hey, let me ask Suave this question. Suave, I thought, and one thing I thought going into this debate, after I heard you guys talking before about the different arguments, what kept you from trying to pull Domo a little bit out of character, off his square, with like just throwing maybe some little just make him get off his square a little bit?
I think
you seem very
focused
on just just his integrity. Yeah, but you didn't. I'd call him all kind of shit. I would have.
Yeah, I think that's something that I gotta get used to.
Hey, I wanna respond to that because that goes into my next question. Go ahead.
I think that's something I gotta get used to the judges being okay with, because y'all was real strict against that, or at least the judges that was representing the league. But that, and I'm real aggressive, so it's easy. Like him not letting me talk, like that to me, that was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see I'm trying to answer the question, and then
you looking for twice to get taken, not really addressing that.
Yeah, so I just got to get used to that being the option now, because that's my style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's me. So I switched from that to trying to be like Inyame and other people. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, hey man, But I got you. I appreciate it.
Hey, no, Swat, and that's an excellent point. And I ain't trying to cut like this. And I'm glad that we got 3 of the major judges that are always involved. And if possible, I want to hear from y'all 3. I'm not looking for advice, but I do got to make this clear. So I've seen this happen to me, Suave, and Taz, where we are 3 naturally aggressive debaters as it pertains to the rapid fire. But because we are afraid that we're going to piss the judges off, like I specifically heard from Melvin, you got to learn to let people talk, right? Now, in my last debate, if you go back and listen, I allowed Hal to talk. But then when it was my turn, he wouldn't allow me to talk at all. How did we find...
I don't think that happened, bro. I think you wouldn't allow Hal to talk, and he was allowing you to talk.
Now I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Like, we went back and rewatched it, and it became clear that I was allowing him to talk, and then when it came time for him, he wouldn't allow me. But this is the point, though. Like when you got naturally aggressive debaters, because my thought process is, fuck the bullshit, I'm finna cook all these niggas, right? That's just where I'm at now. So, like, are we going to be penalized now for becoming our natural aggressive selves when we're clearly seeing other people take advantage of us trying to be professional and abide by what the judges have told us? Because when
I can say this though. So there's a way of doing things. One, in a debate, it's that person's job to get you off guard by any means necessary. Like how Daniel Henry said, if you know you coming up against somebody who's cool and contempt most of the time, your job is to piss them off. That's what the bottom tier guys are supposed to do against the top tier guys. But you don't let them walk over you. So there's a way of using your aggression tactfully. And that's what you do in debate. It's like when you play a professional sport. There's a way of using your aggression tactfully to where it's still within the realm of the sport and not something else, not something personal.
I can't get there though, bro. Like once somebody asks me a question and I start going, and then they start,
and then he cut me off, right?
And all I could do is raise my voice. They raise their voice. Like, I'm quitting right there, bro. Because at that point, somebody's on bullshit. You should either want to hear what I'm saying so you can reply to it, or I should be trying to cut your ass. But I'm shutting up. Okay, what are we talking about so I can make a clear decision, a clear answer, so some information can get transferred? Because at that point, it's like, no, you're going to let me talk. No, you're going to let me talk. No, I'm finna answer the question. No, I'm finna... Like, that ain't okay, bro. And it got to be a better answer for that than that.
That's where you need, and honestly, in under a normal debate environment, that's where a moderator would step in.
Yeah, but y'all penalize us for being a bitch and saying
No,
moderator.
no. We don't penalize you for being that. It's just that
it was just in the rubric that you allow your opponent 30 seconds to a minute to answer. Like,
but we're also realistic, and we also understand there's gonna be some over talking. That
but
unfortunately.
Well, like real talk. If you go back and watch my debate,
unfortunately,
slide crime.
Slide crime. Before A9 goes, real quick. You guys had over talking tonight. I mean, if you want to be technical, but it wasn't enough to confuse us as far as what your positioning was for the question. We heard the questions clearly, we heard the responses clearly, and so because of that, we can properly grade the rebuttals. I mean, the rapid fire. But when you have a situation where both of you guys are yelling, we don't know who's saying what, and it's not crystal clear, we have to penalize you because now you guys are intentionally not allowing things to come through, and then you expect us to judge on something we didn't hear clearly. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So it's just like a way of doing it. You're gonna have to
hear you
for nothing.
I hear you, but it's like I literally look back on this last debate, and I had some issues with trying to be professional, and I actually abided by these rules. And then my opponent is asking partial questions, trying to force me to answer a yes or no when it's a false dilemma fallacy, and I'm never allowed to talk. And then but the overall viewpoint is, oh, you was running or you was doing this. Like we literally just watched the replay. Like we just watched the replay and it was clear what was happening.
But that's why you guys, for some reason, you guys feel like asking for Solar to allow you to have that.
Well, I did that, and I got the worst score ever in a rapid fire.
Yeah, like to be honest though, this like to be for real, and then Yashar, you can get it in. I think it is a delicate balance. That's like the rapid fire is something that judges have to be the most like they have to show the most discretion because it is an engagement between the two debaters, and so you have to toe the line between what is clearly a strategic approach and then what's belligerent and
correct.
You know what I'm saying, abusive. And so but the way that niggas debate, it's not a clear bright line between those two things. I think in this debate, I don't think either one of us kind of hit and I think the judges reflected this, didn't like kill each other.
It was borderline though, Domo. I ain't gonna lie. Like it was.
I mean, what I do is like I'll ask a question, and if I get an answer, or if I hear something, I'll ask something else about.
Domo. This wasn't normal Domo. This wasn't normal Domo because it was times when Suave was clearly trying to answer, and you were just shutting him off in the middle of his answer.
That was wild, bro.
Right, but that's part of tactics. That's part of the tactics.
Right, but I've been accused of being a bully. Now I'm gonna be honest.
Crying. Damn.
Shut your whole ass up, you non-debate ass nigga.
Vote how you vote how you vote. Vote how you
Hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a shit, bro, because I'm at this point. I need to get clear. I'm the nigga that does this the best around this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck what you say, right?
I don't.
Hey, you looking in the mirror
you're
right
not.
now?
No, you're
I don't
not.
mind how y'all. I don't mind
You're
y'all
not holding the
vote how y'all
candle to me.
vote, but I can't just accept that it's tactic. I can't. But I mean, I got a rebuttal for it. I got something for it. But that's crazy.
Nah, going into it.
Hey, look, and I thought that shit too, Suave. I thought that shit too, and then motherfuckers is telling me, "Oh, you should have."
But bro, if we being clear though, like when Suave heard what he wanted to hear from me, he moved on. I mean, yes, do I do the thing where I try to talk a little bit more to add? Yeah, like I do that. But I
don't mind that because you should have the right.
What I'm saying is, if you don't mind,
Nigga, shut your non-debate ass up, nigga, and learn.
You just conceded, little nigga. You just conceded.
That shit sound good, bro. Please, hey, look,
you just conceded your point.
Hey, look, hey, hold on, hey, no, this shit gotta stop.
Bro, stop talking to that nigga, bro. Stop talking to
listen, bro. I need just y'all let me get this off, man. Like I'm trying. I got 3 of the best judges on here. Please let me get this off.
Fucking needy, my nigga. Talk to them. Go ahead.
Hey man,
So,
get on your knees somewhere else, bro.
Don't reply to that shit, bro.
I'm not worried about none of that. I just want a chance to get these questions out clear. Because these are the 3 judges that have all made judgments on my rapid fires, right? So I can be a bully in these rapid fires, right? I can make sure you don't get to talk and that all I do is get to talk. And I've been told that that's not the best way to go about it, right? Correct. So in the last debate that I had, though, I actually did it. I did it the professional way. I would ask the brother a question. I would allow him to talk. When he was filibustering, I would stop. But then when it came my turn to talk, he's trying to force me into yes or no's. It's a false dilemma fallacy. I'm trying to explain that he never would allow me to talk. And it looked horrible, but it's clear that he didn't want me to talk. Like, at what point do I say, fuck all of this, I'm just finna buff you. Like, you finna get punked because ain't none of you niggas more aggressive than me. Like, at what point do I say, like, y'all niggas turn up ain't at this level? Like how much we just gonna keep allowing people to take advantage of a motherfucker trying to follow the rules?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to address that outside of being a judge, but since you're talking directly to them, I'm
go ahead. I'll listen to you too.
Go ahead, sir. Yeah, bro. All right, so I'm gonna give you an analogy of what I've done pretty much, even as a professional, which is football. All right, so you got cats, DBs that's fast. You know what I'm saying? You got DBs that's strong. You know what I'm saying? You got DBs that got both. They fast and they strong and they big. All right. So you gotta understand, you can't be aggressive all the time. You can't be finesse all the time. You can't use your speed all the time. Like, you can't just be one way. You got to be able to adjust on the fly. So they might be playing off, right? So yeah, I can use my speed and my quickness at the to initiate my start off. But once I get to the point of contact, I got to be able to adjust. I got to be able to adjust. And
I agree.
Adjustment.
100%.
Sometimes so you saying fill it out. That's what you're saying. Use your talent to fill it out.
I'm saying you gotta read the field. You gotta read the field, read the play. You try to get your questions out. If you see that they're intentionally doing this to disparage you, then understand that this is tactics and this is a part of war. And so then you can do your turn up, but within the realm of okay, I'm not just gonna let you walk over.
Say no more. Yeah, I got it. Say no more.
So it's making sure that you're heard, and then that also that if they're trying to attempt to walk over you, or if they ask you a complex question and expect a yes or no answer, there's no way for you to answer that. You need time to be able to go answer a complex question. So then if they don't give you that opportunity to answer the complex question with the proper answer that needs to be expounded on, that's when you say, hey, Solar, he's not letting me talk. He asked me a complex question, and therefore this deserves an answer where I have to explain myself.
Oh God, I lose a debate before I say hey Solar any nigga.
I know what I'm saying. Like that shit don't. I know you feel like you will.
You don't have no pride.
You don't have no pride. I know you feel like you will.
Mel, all due respect, you know that shit.
This shit, bro. Oh God, that shit could turn into a shouting match before I say hey Solar.
I know you feel like you will lose a debate like that.
He ain't got no pride.
I know you feel like you will lose a debate like that. But if it's finals and it's crunch time, and I need to get this question out, and this is a primary question that I have written down that I want you to answer, that can make or break this debate, I'm asking for Solar because I'm trying to win. There's a difference.
Well, Anonymous, let me say this real quick. When we've been talking about this aggression, first of all, depending on the 2 debaters, I'm expecting this to happen. because I know your personalities.
Damn.
Although I'm not the
See,
only
I didn't even think about that. Okay.
I know who's, you know.
We did that today. We knew that they were going to talk to each other.
I know who don't like who or who got contingency with who. So to a degree, I'm expecting it. But what everybody's focused on right now, when we start talking about coming out and getting people off their square, getting them out of a little bit of control, everybody's focusing, most of the talk have been about rapid fire.
Right.
But I've seen people build up to the if you waiting to go in at the rapid fire, it's kind of like what Yar is saying. As a DB receiver, are you going to start off your route? Are you going to build up and then are you going to hit the brake and then accelerate again, or are you just going to go full board? Or you just going to go or you just going to do a half-ass route, or you going to be on the line trying to jam somebody, but you're not even putting your strength into it. You can do the same thing in your open. Just start laying that work out.
Exactly.
Feel that aggression.
Hey, look.
In your
own. Hey, look. Hey, look. You ain't even got to say no more. I'm going to let y'all know. For y'all judges, I'm finna yoke these niggas. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, y'all know that's who I am. I'm not trying to hear that shit because motherfuckers just allowed a dude to overtalk me and ask bullshit-ass questions. And then motherfuckers ran away talking about, oh, it was almost a knockout. The motherfucker was asking bullshit questions and wouldn't let me talk. So I'm just letting y'all know, if that shit happens, I'm not calling for solo. I'm finna punk you.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing in rapid fire, right? So when people it kind of happened with Domo today. Domo was talking, and Suave was trying to answer a question. Domo had heard what he wanted to hear. He said, you already asked the question. You said you don't know. I'm done. Domo, while being overtalked, went back and answered that question. And then said, so what is your question? So what's the question? I already asked it. So what is it again?
Right.
So there's a way to combat it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And I'm telling y'all judges, I want y'all to understand that's what you're gonna get from me. Like I'm no longer worried about fucking trying to make sure you understand. I'm gonna beat up their tactic because their tactic is they know that I'm trying my best not to make that happen because I have a tendency, I have a reputation for beating the fuck out of people when I want to bully you.
Well, here's the
against you. Nigga, Solar did a whole fucking panel. Watch this. You talking that shit. Solar did a whole fucking show on showing that my tactic is to play bully ball. Because I can punk you niggas. I don't give a fuck what you guys don't know it. Look, you guys don't know it. You too, Domo. You guys don't know it, but we appreciate when you guys expose each other's tactics. So if you see somebody doing that, before you go bully ball on them, expose that they're doing that. So that way, when you respond the way you respond, it's accounted for. Yeah, I got you.
You guys do not call each other out on logical fallacies enough. And we see them. Don't think we don't see them. Behind the scenes, I'm fucking yelling like, well, you gonna let him just do that shit? You
right.
Let him run the slippery slope? But if you don't call it out, our hands are tied.
Hey, bro, say no more. Say no more. I completely get it. I completely get it.
Like in this debate, in particular, though. I won't
say that this is an excellent representative of that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Suave and I both kind of agreed that.
I agree. But how did some bullshit? I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Hal did some bullshit when he saw that I was trying to be respectful. He did some whole shit. But go ahead.
But here's the thing, judges know when people are over talking. You over talking for some reason. Either you're trying to run out time, or you're stalling. There's a reason why
you really ain't got nothing to say.
And I can pick that up. Now, here's the thing. As a judge, in which Melvin said, right? We can see it, but we can't act unless you say something.
Yeah, I got you.
Right? And then you can go in. Then you can go in. But it's
say no more, bro.
Hey, I know you're doing this shit.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that shit.
Depending on
the Domo, like I 100% appreciate that.
Depending on the debate, right? Just like a basketball game, just like boxing, some judges will allow you to get more body. They'll let you push a little more. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference when you just totally bullying somebody.
Right, when you just show up and bully niggas. Right.
That's the difference. right?
Yeah.
So
I got you.
if you call some names, and I'm not going to get you for that.
Hey, bro, like
you know,
real talk. I'm gonna ask y'all at this point. Don't help the lame niggas that don't understand what's going on. Thank you. I appreciate that. I learned. Hey, suck ass nigga T Duck. If you lucky enough to make it,
Stop
which you ain't
playing,
gonna be.
little man. I ain't saying nothing
Hey,
to
bro.
you.
Hey, watch this. Watch this. You don't even know what you about to debate, nigga. Don't worry.
You need a bottle. You need a bottle.
Hey, this Domo said it best, nigga. The doctors cured the only thing that would win. That was
said
COVID.
that shit. You keep saying I said that shit.
No, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Domo said it.
He's a
Don't give a fuck. Come
weirdo.
on,
He's
nigga.
a weirdo.
That's my story. Hey,
That's
nigga.
on his
That's
own.
my story,
He
and I'm
can't
sticking
stand
to
on
it.
his own.
Shout out to Suave.
He's
He
a
might
fucking
have said it,
hanger.
but I don't give a fuck,
He's
nigga.
a hanger on a
Hey, both of them
coke
niggas
rack,
pointed out. The only thing
Quiet.
that's gonna get you. Watch this. The only
You
thing
a
that's gonna
hanger
get
on a
you. The
coke
only
rack.
thing that's gonna get
You
you
have no
to
purpose.
facing me with your whole ass
You have
was
no
COVID.
purpose.
You don't got no
Except
choice.
attaching yourself
Watch
to
this,
other
watch this, bro.
motherfuckers.
It ain't even no need
You
to argue
can't
with you no
stand
more.
on your own.
You don't even
So
got a
stop
chance
talking
to
to me, little
chance
man.
it. I'm sitting here
Come on,
waiting on your whole
Rumpelstiltskin.
ass, nigga, and you don't even know what the debate
Stop,
is.
bro.
You
Bro,
don't even know
it's
what
not
the
about
debate
us.
is, nigga.
It's not about us.
Go
It's not
make
our
me
night.
a blue
Go
motherfucker and a
have your
Long Island
kids.
iced tea, nigga, and call it a day.
Rumpelstiltskin.
You punk
You
ass
will have your
bartending ass
chance.
nigga.
We're
Nigga,
gonna dance.
guess
Just
what,
not
nigga?
tonight.
You waiting on me,
Hold
nigga.
on, T-Duck, so that shit is true, bro?
Hold on.
You a fucking bartender at a male strip club?
No, stop.
I mean,
Is that fucking true? No, is that true or not, bro?
It's not true.
That's the fucking rumor. So you said, so why did he make a joke about you making, oh, so you a bartender?
Lance,
Yes.
he is a bartender, but the strip clubs, that's not true.
Strip club shit ain't true. I don't know where
Y'all
it came
seen
from.
my job.
I don't know where the
What
strip
y'all
club
talking
shit
about?
came from, nigga.
But let me say this. I appreciate, bro, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even when certain niggas consider tricks, I appreciate what Suave did with that motherfucking all black people shit. That
But
is
how
the
you gonna be
uniqueness.
about black power and voting is like one of the core things about what our people die for. Man,
Hold on. But I want y'all to know. Y'all see how I specifically didn't make that argument? I specifically did not say, like, well, we disrespected our ancestors. No, I didn't say that. I think that's a cheap argument. They voted for the right, and rights are to be exercised or withheld. So I can respect that part of the argument. I'm just going to explain why having a, you know what I'm saying, like voting has a bigger impact or whatever. You feel me? But what I can appreciate, though, is I'm glad Suave is getting recognition for his rebuttal. Because as his opponent, I think my rebuttal was better. I'm not going to lie.
Nah, Suave. You doing too much, man.
All right, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what T-Duck is
The
talking
rest was
about.
solid, though.
But as a judge,
the rebuttal got it. Okay.
We were waiting for both of you guys to step into your stride and turn up, and both of you guys did it in the rebuttal round.
I agree, man.
Because Domo went first, it's not that we ignored your rebuttal. It's just that the way that you hit was hard. And most debaters, if they're not skilled, they just allow you to walk over them and fall back. And Suave didn't. He stepped up to the plate and he rebutted every point that you brought in your premise. And he said he wasn't going to address your rebuttal, but I'm sitting back.
But then he did, right?
I'm sitting back with my mic muted, and I'm like, nigga, get at his
Why
rebuttal.
not, nigga? Right?
Hey,
his new nickname is Gotcha
okay,
Suave.
Cool. Suave stepped into his shit. Okay, cool.
And then let me add to that. Like, it was, I'm going to tell you, bro, like, we watched it. Your rebuttal was dope, Domo. I ain't gonna front. Like, it was, yeah, like, I came out and I was like, that was fucking fire ass rebuttal. You gonna hear the shit. But then Suave came back and it was systematic. It was like 3 minutes in, he hit some shit, 2 minutes in, like, and then the last 3 minutes, he just didn't stop. And it was like, okay, he edged him out. Like, and if you go back and listen before the debate, I was saying that I thought you would edge him out in the rebuttal. And he actually did that. And then I felt like he edged you out in the premise because he did bring up the global concept. Not better, not worse, right? I just felt like, and to me, those were the two areas where he lightweight got like the slightest edge. So if you was going, if you was to put me on Daniel Hayru's joint, I would have flipped it. It would have been like 9 point. It would have been like 9.5 to 9.3. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like when he did the global joint, I feel like
it's too much time in between these debates. Because I'm thinking like,
it is.
Because like, cause I'm thinking like, was it a bit? Was it a little bit of reading? Because I wrote down every argument he made.
Right.
Yeah, I wrote down every argument he made in the rebuttal. And the problem though is that my rebuttal was first. So he got all of this shit that he's saying, but I can't address this until the closing.
Exactly.
But at the beginning of my closing, I'm gonna talk about what happened in the rapid fire. So that only gives you like they only give you like 3 minutes to go down every single argument that he made. He made like, you know,
but you can write questions while listening to his rebuttal. You can write questions to clarify or disrupt the effect of his rebuttal. Come your rapid fire time to have questions. Like I think guys should have questions ready and prepared, but I also think that you should be able to adjust on the fly and say, okay, I wasn't able to address this point that he brought up in his rebuttal. Let me prepare a question for that and see what his response is and see if I can get him off of his square with this type of question. So I'm saying so you can do that. It's just that some guys don't.
So look, I can actually go through. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna go through these hoes. This nigga had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 from my perspective, unique argument that specifically address shit. And I was supposed to go down each one. I got them all right here. You feel me? Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I think it's more than that.
This was the hard
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It was 16. 16 unique arguments made. And when I say unique, it's arguments that make a specific argument geared towards what's like something that's uniquely happening in a debate. You feel me? Like he made the what is that? Not about positives or negatives, but impacts total. He made the did not show black people on one accord argument. He made the no set agenda. That means that it's a mixed vote argument. All black people vote, or all black people move to one city. What the fuck does that mean? Even though I'm not getting enough credit. That's Suave shit.
But now you guys see why we as judges need at least a few more minutes to delineate.
Nah, without a doubt.
Because it's like.
But hold on, Logan. Suave, you not gonna give me my credit for using your shit? Is that nigga not there?
You probably know right now.
Probably gone.
He might be gone when I say let's, you know what I'm saying? Like he, you know what I'm saying? It was a tough one.
Hold on. Ain't nobody realize that the whole concentrating on numbers. That's uniquely Suave shit.
I think everybody has gave you your credit. I think what we just said
niggas didn't give me my credit for that though.
Nigga, hey, hold on, bro. Like, and I'm not gonna lie and say we went point by point, but niggas gave you credit, nigga. Like I'm not gonna front. Like y'all niggas had an amazing fucking debate. It was just certain areas where certain people felt like they registered more in certain areas. That's all it was, bro. Like, nigga, you showed up and showed. This is what I say at this point. Domo did what Domo does, nigga. Like, okay, congratulations. Like, there were just a couple areas where I felt like Suave outshot you, and it wasn't like a beat you up thing. Like I got the surprisingly I got the rapid fire as a wash, where I thought that the rapid fire was going to determine the winner, and I just felt like he edged you out in the premise, and I felt like he edged you out in the rebuttal. I'll gladly admit if I'm wrong, and it is what it is. Evidently, I'm wrong because 2 judges saw the other way. But there was no like clear cut. There was no clear cut like, oh, you beat somebody ass. That's not what happened.
No.
That definitely happened.
As judges, we definitely.
That definitely.
I don't think nobody's saying that.
I'm definitely did not. Like, listen, when we're going over our points, because it's like trying to go over our points and write down every argument position that we want to address. Like, we need that extra time to do that because when I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, like this is like too close for like I almost like when I was going and I was looking at it and I was like saying, okay, like did he say this? When did he put this in? Because I'm listening to the closing and I'm like, okay, I'm hearing something that wasn't necessarily stressed in the previous rounds. And so then I have to go back and say what round that was said in and things like that. By the time I'm ready to be called on and everything, I have to really just stick to my points that I do have, and then the overall performance of the debate. And when I look at it, I'm like, yo, this is too close for something to be specifically clear. Like it's just like, okay, let me just stick to my roots and my points and my notes. And then when I did that, I'm like, okay, Domo won, but it's not like he bodied Suave. It's like it was close point for point for point for point. And it's just that there's a 1 point difference that is significant enough for me to guarantee a winner. I'm not going to tie it. It was close, but there's at least one significant point where I'm like, you know what? Okay, here's where Domo performed better at. And that point allows me to choose him as a winner. So that's what I'm saying. When it gets that difficult, we need time. Just it's I very complex to make sure you address everything. And I went last, so a lot of stuff I wanted to say, they had already said.
They had already pointed it out.
I'm like, let me just kind of keep it short and simple. So,
and if you notice, like the debaters that was watching was like, once we got to the closing, we was like, we can't be mad at the judges either way. Like we just couldn't be. Like that shit was hard for us to call. You know what I'm saying?
It was hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so like we couldn't look at y'all no type of way. Like that was a close ass debate.
Right. We were waiting for the rapid fire to be like significantly determined who the winner was.
And it did.
They neutralized each other. They stepped up when they were supposed to, and it neutralized each other. There wasn't a specific significant winner in that rapid fire. It's because they communicated well enough for us to hear each position. We can't say that
about hitting up judges and using libraries and shit. Like what type of shit is that, my nigga? What type of shit y'all got going on? Bro, you never heard about no shit like that. Bro, y'all niggas on the back end talking to fucking judges about a library.
Relax. Before you catch, relax. I'm gonna help you. Relax.
I'm very relaxed.
Nothing about these libraries, man.
I'm gonna help you. So before different parts of the season, pretty much everybody was given access to like libraries and shit. Like that's just what it was. Like it wasn't like, oh, we only giving it
to a judge though.
It was just a library. It was
niggas got relationships with judges.
No, niggas don't have. Niggas don't have
like this shit crazy.
It's not a relationship.
It's not a relationship.
Did you come up with a topic yet, nigga? Or y'all just gonna keep on sitting around holding hands?
Who the fuck you talking to? Who the fuck you talking to?
Hey, bro, he coming in.
You up next? You're next.
Hey, you punk ass nigga, let me explain something to you, nigga. Hold on, Anonymous. You don't turn when it's your turn, nigga. Talk to Domo, because he's gonna cook your weak ass, nigga.
Hold on, Anonymous. Let's be real. Like I said,
what you talking to?
Suave,
I don't
know, Suave, that was
that t-shirt out, nigga.
Hold on, Anonymous. Hold on, check this out. This is the thing.
Make me stretch that t-shirt out.
Taz is a nigga trying to figure shit out. He's scared. That's why he's looking at all these. He's looking at all these things and like, oh, this scares me.
2 weeks from today? What's 2 weeks from today?
This scares me. That's what he says.
What's 2 weeks from today?
Hold on, bro. I'm talking right now. I'm talking right now.
I'm just bullshitting with A9, but don't talk to me, bro. Me and you got something.
It's clear you was.
Oh yeah, without
so let's not play.
Without a doubt, nigga. This ain't about no fucking playing.
Hey, like shout out to the judges. If y'all want to
dip off, got something to prove, nigga. I'm doing what I do. Nigga.
I'm gonna have you at the library, nigga.
Hey, what's the
I
stay at the library.
Which library you going to, nigga?
I stay at the library. What you talking about?
So what is it? Taz versus Domo?
Hey, so if anybody wanted a link to the library, just hit me up.
Now fuck
I
them,
made-
yo.
hey,
Melvin, I want the link.
They crying.
I made that clear when the season started.
It's just you made it clear. Fuck them. They crying. Don't give them.
No,
It's
bro, listen.
Hey, look at
Nah,
it's
he-
because.
Nah, it's a Google Drive with a bunch of PDFs on it with all type of books and papers and resources like for everything. Like,
And he made it clear and he made it available to everybody, nigga.
And it's organized.
Listen, I didn't know about it, nigga. God damn, I can't talk my shit.
he talking shit. He talking shit.
Yeah, I just introduced it in the beginning of the season, and so by the time you came on, I guess everybody kind of already.
Everybody acknowledging it, bro. Like I'm just like nigga. I'm doing, nigga. I'm smoking infused pre-rolls, nigga.
Got the moon rock on top.
Look,
no, nigga.
Hey, but I ain't gonna front. We do got our first conference finals set, Domo and Taz.
Nigga,
we do.
First the rook, nigga.
We do, nigga. We do.
2 rookies of the year, nigga. Oh shit.
Yeah. Now, listen, this is what I said, bro. If I was gonna lose, I was supposed to lose to Lance. Lance fucked it up for y'all. Lance fucked it up for y'all. I'm flexing now, bro. I mean, and then Suave,
bro, you didn't even debate Lance. That was all Chris. That
bro,
thing wrote Lance whole.
Right?
Look, Lance masterfully put that shit together, bro.
The pistol
Nah, you even admitted Chris did your shit.
No, he didn't. Lance came up with his own argument.
I didn't drop.
guarantee you that Lance came up with his own argument.
But look, I didn't drop 60. I didn't drop 60. Like I said I was. I'll be for real. You feel me? I dropped like 35, 40. I ain't dropped 60.
Going home.
For this nigga Taz, I'm about to treat this nigga like Jokic.
Taz, oh shit, Taz. Expect to get out of your comfort zone, bro.
I'm about to say. But see, actually, Taz is a nigga. This is another nigga I fuck with, but not like me and Suave. Like that's like my brother, right?
Taz is your brother, hoe ass nigga.
We're not. I'm not, nigga. We got time before we get to you. We ain't there yet.
I just wanted to make sure, nigga.
But with this nigga Taz, it's a lot of shit that we agree on. That means it's a lot of shit. What you say, Melvin? Hold on.
That time comes, that shit
But see,
going out the window.
that means that we talking about. Hold on. That means that we talking about black people.
Yep, the black paradigm.
We talking about black people.
Oh shit! Nah, y'all kissing ass to keep streams going.
That's gonna be a good debate because that's how Taz came to the Domo. That's when Domo been wearing the whole time.
Because Taz, we low key already have a topic. You know that, right?
I thought it was separation.
You know.
Yeah, but no, I don't.
Before y'all get into it, can I have 30 seconds before y'all get into it?
And I know you agree with, and I know I say some shit you disagree with. I don't know where you at exactly.
Hey, Taz and Domo, before y'all go, can I have 30 seconds?
What's up?
Appreciate you. And I just wanted to say shout out to the judges, man. We appreciate y'all. I don't think we say that shit enough. I know y'all get a lot of bullshit, whatever, but like the motherfuckers that's left, like we appreciate y'all. Cause we know how hard this shit is. I know niggas ain't paying y'all and shit, but
man, stop pandering to the judges. They're not gonna.
Nah, it ain't pandering, nigga. Like I know for a fact that I'm speaking.
This motherfucking grimy ass crook.
Hey, no, look, I know for a fact that I'm speaking. I know for a fact that I'm speaking for Taz, Domo, myself, and whomever else wins. Y'all niggas ain't in this shit, so I don't expect y'all sideline niggas to understand, right?
I respect your feeling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What I saw tonight was a full accountable judge.
Right.
You know,
that's what I said. I had to commend them both.
Right.
Right. That was the hard.
Yeah, y'all
said both, all three of them.
You're a chauvinist. You're a chauvinist. You attack the women judges.
Hey, yeah,
but you attack the women judges.
All that shit is good. Before we get there, though, the motherfuckers that's on the panel, they showed up. They fucking became accountable. I appreciate that shit. know what I'm saying? I'm a solid debater in this motherfucker. Domo is, Taz is. We appreciate that shit. And
damn, what about motherfucking Nasarim Khan and T Dub, bro?
I can't speak for them. I can't speak for Asar because he ain't here, and T Dub is a coward.
Wow.
T Dub is a coward. Now I will say
Dizzle.
I believe that Asar.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, bro. See, that's why T Dizzle. This is what you do, bro.
I believe that
you gotta
Asar.
stop giving these sissies.
Yo, T Dizzle, man. Yo, talk your shit, bro.
I believe that Asar would agree with
your shit, bro.
I believe that
these niggas do not respect you, bro.
I can speak for Asar. I can speak for Asar and say, look, we speak for Asar. T-Dub is not one of us.
Can't win without Hebrew judges.
T-Dub is not an upper echelon debater.
Like, what is there to say about him? Like,
so, hey, but to the judges, hey, this gonna turn into some nigga shit in a minute. So,
and he always,
if y'all want to dip, we understand. Now that I'm finished with hey, T-Dub, you hoe ass nigga. Let me explain something to you. You fucking goof ass, fucking broke down,
that's right, T.
ass nigga. All you gotta do,
exactly.
All you gotta do,
start it right now, T. Get in that motherfucking head, man.
All you gotta do is get past the start.
Yeah, no, got to.
Hey, look,
got to.
Watch this. And if Solar your partner, fuck him too. If Solar picking you up, anybody, hey, look, anybody that support this hoe ass nigga, fuck y'all. Now I'm gonna tell you like this. All you gotta do, nigga, is get past the SAR. No, and when you do, I got nothing but hands for your face.
Listen, all you gotta do is be quiet and keep acting like you something you're not. That's all you gotta do. Is keep acting like you something you're not.
Everybody when this nigga don't even make it to the next round, when this nigga lose his first and only debate of Solar Vision S.V.D.L. nigga 2021, we'll know who the fucking fraudulent nigga is.
Listen to him. You sound hurt.
Hey, how many debates you had in the playoffs?
You hurt. You hurt, huh?
How many debates you had?
You hurt. You hurt.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So like I said, all we gotta do is wait for us to start cooking, and we ain't got nothing else to talk about. And I'm a roast your ass, nigga. I'm a laugh at you. When I tell you I'm a laugh at you, nigga, I'm gonna embarrass you.
Asar did submit his premise just to let you know, bro. So we waiting on your joint.
Alright, I'll send you
tomorrow. Alright. Hey,
wait, Solar. Hey, Solar. Who submitted their premise?
Asar.
Not T-Dub though, right?
Is this the reparations debate?
No, we're still waiting on T-Dub.
Yeah. Wait. Whose premise we waiting on, Solar?
T-Dub's.
Who's?
T-Dub.
Oh, the nigga who ain't even. Hey, look, the nigga who has 6 weeks to prepare for any debate ain't even got a premise yet. But the nigga who just beat COVID already submitted his premise.
Hey, you see how dumb he is?
You think I'm worried about T-Dub, nigga?
Just because I don't submit it doesn't mean I don't have it. I just have to submit it. You dumb piece of shit. You cannot. That's how you
gotta talk to that nigga in the rapid fire round, bro. Don't just like that to that nigga in the rapid fire round.
You little midget fuck. You cannot fuck with me in the playoffs.
Guess who going home though?
Bum out here.
Guess who going home though?
My nigga.
Hey T-Dub, if we was to get IBM,
why you gotta wear platform?
Hold on, didn't you say you wanted us to get IBM? Didn't you say
no? I said why do you wear platform shoes? Didn't you say you wanted us to get IBM?
If we were to get IBM,
why do you wear platform shoes? Why do you wear platform shoes?
If we were to get IBM, is that a form of reparations?
You dumb ass.
That's what I thought, nigga. That's what I thought. Hey, nigga,
there is no reparations for black people.
You go ahead and start packing your shit up now.
So ignorant.
If this was the NFL, you'd be working on your exit interview.
No.
Because everybody knows, nigga, you ain't finna make it.
Nigga. I'm not Suave.
Yawn, nigga. Right, well,
say that for Suave, my nigga.
Hey, look, hey, guess what? Hey, let's save this conversation for the niggas who really is in the conference championship already. I am, Domo is, Taz is. You ain't
there because of 3 Hebrew.
You ain't made it yet, little nigga. You ain't made it yet. Let's keep it up.
There was only like 13 people in the chat watching the whole debate.
Hey, Solar, who punched their ticket to the conference finals, Solar? Everybody but
look, he need validation.
Everybody but
you
who?
a little broad for
Hold
real.
on, everybody but who?
Oh my mama, you need
Everybody
more
but who?
validation than a broad. Damn, my nigga.
Okay, I just
You
want to
can't
make
stand
sure.
on
So
me.
everybody but T-Dub
What's up, you sure?
punched their ticket. Hey, so watch this. So now let me have some fun. Hey, salute the Taz. You made it, nigga. Salute the Domo. You made it, nigga. You talked all that shit. You made it. Salute the Suave boss for fighting his ass off. Salute the Minister Hal for fighting his ass off. And watch this. Salute to Asar for cooking the fuck out of T-Dub. Nigga, you ain't even on our radar. Next.
I don't give a fuck. I don't need
Go ahead,
validation.
Taz
What
and
you was trying
Domo.
to say, you sure?
Go ahead, Taz and Domo. We don't even recognize this nigga.
You can't even speak for yourself, let alone speak for another nigga, you bum ass nigga.
I am interested to know, you know what I'm saying, where exactly what he was referring to.
Hey, Melvin, are you Mongo Slade?
Is he still here? Domo
I know for a fact. I know for a fact that Melvin ain't.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
No, Mongo.
No, I just wanted to know what you was.
I know Mongo.
Hitting at,
Mongo,
what you was hitting at, bro? What you hit? Right, I think.
You talking about a separation conversation?
Yeah, that's what you were hitting at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had brought that shit up the other day, yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I didn't heard you talk a lot about it, but I ain't heard a debate on it. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely where I'm at with it. I mean, of course, like I said, you just gotta frame it how you want to. And, you know, I ain't gonna let you beat me to death with words. I'm ready.
Beat you to death with words, nah, bro. That ain't what I rely on. But you know what I mean? That's probably the direction we gonna go in. That sounds like that makes the most sense. I feel like I gotta be myself in that shit anyway. I don't know why I keep putting myself in a position, but I'm gonna tell you niggas, man. I know niggas. It's a direction. But let me not even say that. I mean, cause I appreciate the ethos, cause even with shit like this debate with Suave, like I don't necessarily disagree with his position. You know what I'm saying? I just stand on the shit that I stand on. You feel me? So, yeah, plus, I want to beat up on Taz. No, Taz got a name. If I beat the fuck out of Taz, niggas be like, who you done debated? I beat the fuck out of Taz. Oh, word. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I'm about to build me some YouTube reputation.
Word of advice.
The minister niggas gonna be hitting me up talking about, hey, we wanna appreciate, you know, what you just today, we appreciate what you did. Like when you kind of educated that nigga the way that you did. So, you know,
I'm telling you,
that's an exciting prospect.
You don't watch your word selection when you listen to the brother, man, he gonna tear your ass up, bro.
No doubt. Well, I mean, like I said, I think
the word starts now.
I agree with that. I mean, like I said, I'm an artist though, man. I paint pictures. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to talk people out of what they see when you fucking with me. So,
yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and listen, I'm not even gonna act like this is the type of energy I want. You feel me? Like this is the type of shit I want to go up against. This makes the whole story that much. You know what I'm saying?
It's what it should be though. This is the conference finals. This is what it should.
It make it that much better. Because the whole shit was I never wanted to run from this nigga. My debates was already done. I would have preferred
from you, Domo. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, just a minute. Oh yeah, hey, listen, and we here right now. He here right now. He did his job. I did my job. We better have to figure that out.
You tried to play me though the first time you said that shit though, nigga.
I did. You did your job. You did your job.
I can't wait to have this conversation with Asar.
Look, he trying to.
You hear him keep taking his little shots, little poodle ass, wow ass. Settle down.
I'm the
a whole hoe out here.
You heard that?
I would not. You know what? He not. I mean, that was the flex. Like it's like you got to.
How is that a flex? That nigga can't flex.
Nigga, he ain't even talking to you. He talking to Taz. You so irrelevant. You don't even realize you ain't been focused.
He flexed on me coming through the door, bro. But that's what I'm saying. I'm a debater, bro. I like that energy. But like I say, it's like you got to get to a nigga like that. So bet I'm gonna work with it.
We hear now. You feel me? Like I listen. I done got through. You know what I'm saying? Now I done got through the people's champ. You feel me? Like it's a different It's a different swag about a nigga. You know what I mean?
Domo feel like ain't nothing for him to lose, bro. He feel like he playing with house money.
That's me though. That's playing with money. He has.
I
mean, don't get it twisted, man. Domo is fighting for the league right now. He knows the position he's in. If he loses,
100%. That's the league.
A word of advice. A word of advice.
Yeah. I would have to say that it's more pressure on Domo in this debate.
Okay.
What you say, Roman? There's more pressure on Domo in this debate.
Brooklyn is out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, Domo, he talking to you. Yeah, man. The motherfucking Nets lost, bro.
The Nets lost.
That's right, buddy.
I watched it.
And look, and so this is the thing. This is the challenge that I wanted.
And if there's anybody that's close to Chris Middleton and Giannis combined, it's Taz. Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton was hitting buckets, nigga. Yeah, he's a Chris Middleton ass nigga. Yeah, Taz is Chris Middleton.
Bucks,
I said Middleton and Giannis combined because that nigga is 6'5", nigga. Let's not be.
But listen, what I need to understand is I'm not the Eastern Conference at all.
Come on, nigga.
You're not talking to the Eastern Conference at all.
Hold on, wait.
Get turned on by hype.
Hey, watch this. Hold on, hit a question. So you think that the Suns is finna beat the Suns and the Clippers finna beat the Bucks?
Now that the Nets, I
would put my money on the Suns.
On the Suns.
You put your money on the Suns?
On the Suns. On the Suns.
Giannis looks like Giannis and Middleton look like they on a miss, bro.
I think the Hawks is gonna beat Philly. Sad to see it.
Listen,
I think the Hawks is gonna go.
How they gonna beat Philly?
Devin Booker is about to be a light-skinned Kobe.
I think
Devin Booker is about to be a light-skinned Kobe. He about to be a light-skinned Kobe.
No bitch in that nigga. There's no bitch in Devin Booker at all, bro. I don't think Aiden is ready to handle Giannis.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He's not.
Defensively, come on, bro. What do Giannis have? Matter of fact, I would rather have Gaden in that series, bro.
Bro.
I would take Giannis over Aiden, bro. Obviously, but in that series, I would be comfortable with Aiden and Giannis. Comfortable is not what I'd rather have. Yeah, but in that series, I'm not jumping Aiden off. I'm not jumping Aiden off. I'm just. But yeah, that's a nice matchup. That's because Giannis ain't really, in the playoffs. Giannis,
a healthy Kyrie Irving, a healthy James Harden, we having a whole different conversation.
I agree. Of course. They ain't here, nigga. I'm not saying. Those first two games was like practice. They wasn't even breaking the sweat those first two games.
I think it's just chemistry.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Nah.
Hey,
Suave got your ass injured, nigga. Suave got your ass injured. So you coming in with an injured Kyrie. You coming in with an injured Kyrie and an injured James Harden against motherfucking.
I just realized
you smoking dope and dog food.
Not dog food too. Fuck you, nigga.
Yeah, because listen, like did Suave pull some? You know what I'm saying? Some slick shit.
That nigga made you pull a hamstring, nigga.
He did, but I didn't pull no hamstring. He just made it close. He made it close, and I applaud
him. He just giving his ass so he keep doing strings.
He made it. He made it closer than what I felt comfortable. I think I did. I think I know I did enough to win, but
you pulled a hammy.
But listen, anonymous needs this though.
nigga, Suave at 8-9 is on par, nigga.
If we being real, he needs it.
Because straight par with one another.
I want y'all niggas to shoot each other up, nigga. Don't get it twisted, nigga.
Listen,
you goddamn right.
I know there's a reason why niggas is glad that the Nets are out of the playoffs.
Right.
Because KD is out of the playoffs.
Right.
You ain't got to deal with KD.
Hey, that's why I already beat that. That's why I wanted them to win, man. Hey, look,
no, but that's why anonymous is saying. Suave won. Anonymous is saying Suave won because he knows KD out of the playoffs.
All jokes aside, and much respect to Taz, I know what that's like. I got that dub. I want to kick your ass, nigga. So you make it, nigga.
You ran from me. You didn't want to take 2 losses in a row.
I ain't give a fuck about you, nigga.
You didn't want to take 2 losses in a row.
I ain't give a fuck about you, nigga. I was mad at the judge.
You didn't want to take 2 losses in a row.
I ain't give a fuck
this
about
coward ass
you,
nigga
nigga. I
always
was mad
quit.
at the
He's a
judge.
quitter, nigga.
No.
I ain't never
You
quit
didn't
shit in my
want
life.
to take 2 losses in a row, man. It's
I ain't
for
give
real.
a fuck about you.
I ain't never quit shit in my life.
I ain't give a fuck about
Think
you.
you could
I
beat
was
me,
worried about
nigga.
this. I was mad at the judge, nigga, and everybody that know that. Here's the funny part, nigga. Your name never even came up in the conversation.
Oh. I forgot this nigga got the most shit to talk. He's a quick ass nigga.
Hold on, because
yeah,
what was
how
there?
you live with
Hold on.
yourself, nigga?
See that, though. But listen,
my bad.
what was there to say when you niggas wasn't fucking with me, bro? My name never came up. My name never came up because you niggas wasn't on my level.
No, nigga, your name never came up because you were non-factor to me, nigga.
Really?
But anybody be a factor? Hold on. Before you count your eggs, niggas, you got a whole monster over there waiting for you, niggas. Deal with him first.
Hey, is there any factors to
Yeah, I mean, he proved that he showed a lot of toughness in this debate. I think Suave surprised me on the rebuttal round. The rapid fire round, people say it was balanced. I think Domo won the rapid fire round in person. And I think Suave did a good job on the closing. So that was kind of up in the air, but I think Domo got it by the skin of his teeth. Suave put up a good fight. So it was a good debate, man. Because and then with the technical difficulties,
right?
It was like
right.
He had to like go over his shit like 3 times out this motherfucker. Like, oh wait.
But now let's talk about how Taz is ready for Domo.
Hey, hold on. Before you go, A9, so is actually right. Because behind the scenes, we're looking at Domo's face. He's got his camera on, and like I'm literally watching.
Yeah, because I understand it though, because it's like he has a performance. That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's almost like how I'm gonna channel this thing.
Ain't nobody take away from this nigga performance.
No. I'm just saying like I understand that. Like, how I'm gonna channel this same energy that I just brought. I gotta bring that shit back out.
He came with 3 different types of energy.
I'm happy for him. Nigga, can you do it again?
Like, I saw all 3 different. Like the first time out the gate,
do it against the monster that's waiting for him.
The second time, it was like,
I don't give a fuck about his narrative, nigga.
Just let Melvin talk, you weirdo.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like do it against Taz, Melvin.
Yeah.
Do it against Taz, Melvin.
Let Melvin talk.
I'm just saying, bro. Like that's something you guys really couldn't see, but behind the scenes, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I know when he picked up the phone, I'm like, why is he on the phone that long, bro?
Right.
What the fuck is he doing?
I was talking to Suave. Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Because I wasn't even looking at the chat.
Yeah, Suave told me that the stream was down.
So I'm like, let me ask you this, Domo. So in your opinion, you feel like Suave was a harder debate than Taz?
Well, I feel like Suave is a harder debate than Taz.
Suave is a veteran. I mean, he shows his craftiness.
Hey, Solar, all due respect, please let this man finish and answer that question.
I say this. I think it's a lesson in terms of like dealing with personality.
So you feel like Taz is a better debater than Suave?
I don't. In terms of debating, I ain't seen enough to say that. But I think that Taz, because of him being a veteran on YouTube, Suave is a veteran in S.V.D.L. Taz is a veteran on YouTube. Both of those things, again, have a similar ethos. So they have they know how to talk to you niggas better than I do. They know how to have.
So basically, you taking the politically correct road right now.
Nah, politically correct. Nah, I don't think so.
I mean,
like
if it was me, you would just talk shit. So it's not like you
I think it was an honest answer. Like the
no, if it was me, he'd talk shit. I ain't worried about you, nigga. But it's not like you worried about that.
Victim.
No, I think you better worry about T-Duck, nigga.
I'm saying
let's stop playing, bro. Stop playing.
Well, no, I mean,
ain't nobody on this earth worried about T-Duck, nigga.
I mean, in all reality, though, I think Taz, it's not. I'm not afraid of Taz. Taz is the unknown factor.
But look, I'm not knocking you, bro. I just want to know you respect him, right?
But but this is more so what I mean by that, and that is, I mean, with niggas in the league, I've had time. Like I watched niggas.
So if I asked you how you felt about me, you'll say I'm gonna kick
your ass. Right? I'm gonna kick your ass.
But you ain't saying that about Taz, right?
No, I'm gonna kick Taz's ass too. I just gotta think a little bit more about it. I know how I'm gonna kick your ass.
So you gonna kick Taz's ass, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna kick Taz's ass. Yeah.
Taz, where you at?
Yo, he trying to start some shit. Like, nigga.
You got the damn right. So the goddamn bitches.
Like, you're so obvious with it that niggas ain't even like.
I don't give a fuck. Obvious, nigga.
You ain't even thinking. He don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Are they scared of each other? You got them right, nigga. Here's the thing,
nigga. He's coming off his win, so you gotta know how to do this, bro.
I don't give a fuck how to do it.
Let's all of mine do his job, bro. You get like so obvious with it. You know what I mean? You're so obvious with it that you the type of nigga they'll both gang up to whip your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the point.
He don't have his own identity.
They've already
made
it clear.
He always trying to be somebody else.
They've already made it clear that they gon' gang up. Like whoever comes out of their side got funk with me. So I want to know which one
he wants to be important. He wants to be. He wants to be special. He wants to mute you, boy.
I want to know. I want to know which one out of they.
You hooking on? Why you?
Hey, thank you, hooking on. I want to know which one out of they.
You ain't shit, you hooking on.
Hey, mute him again, you hooking on. Mute him again. I want to know which one out of they ass.
Just keep it down, bro. Let him finish.
I want to know which one of they asses is ready to take the shot, nigga. I don't give a fuck if they know that I'm trying to start shit. You goddamn right. I want these niggas to be. And if they not ready to fight me.
My nigga.
They not ready to fight me. Nigga, I just beat with my own brother to get here. I don't give a fuck about what they talking about. I went to war with my own motherfucking brother, nigga. You think I'm worried about these niggas?
No one cares what you do. And you cheated your own brother.
I'm just saying. I think you counting your chickens before they hatch, man.
No, I ain't counting shit. I'm ready to fight. If I gotta fight in a star at the same time with a broke leg, I don't give a fuck. I'm ready to fight.
Okay, well, you know, I mean, I seen Asar talking on that phone.
I'm not looking past Asar. That's your narrative.
He's recovered from that COVID. I'm just letting you know.
Nigga, that's your narrative. Asar is the biggest debate that I got next.
Bro, you the type of motherfucker that get his homeboys robbed. Like,
I'm just saying.
Hold on, but see, this is the thing. Anonymous, you know what my response to all of that is. You doing a lot, right?
That's but what's the difference between? I already know what it is, nigga.
It's just another.
Hey, look, and I'm gonna tell you what's funny. Now I'm starting to think that Taz is afraid of you.
This is another step.
Now I'm starting to think that Taz is afraid of you.
Thinking about purchasing a pair of glasses.
Yeah, this might be the narrative now. Because Taz usually gonna jump up and talk shit, so I'm starting to think that Taz is afraid of Domo.
Taz is like, what the point? Why are you gonna pick on y'all? Like, y'all ain't ready. Shit, it's as simple as that.
Nigga, you got too many dingles in your mouth. Shut your punk ass up.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Coming from
it's really that simple though. I mean, for real, like, it's not like it's a question, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm just waiting on the topic, bro. Topic in the date.
And that's what I'm saying. Taz agree, nigga, it's that simple. Who finna fight who, nigga?
You could be the fucking yes man for real. You a yes man.
Taz, remain ignorant, bro. That's what I'm saying. Remain ignorant, bro.
Hey, Taz, you could be the first, and you already first one to go to the conference finals as a rookie now, and you could be the first rookie to go to the finals, bro. Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna be, sir. I'm locked in.
We gotta see, man. We gotta see. Yeah, you got a tough opponent ahead, bro. You gotta a professor.
Already know. Nigga said a professor.
I mean, for real. I mean, honestly, as far as a debater, this is the professor.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Should be interesting. I'm looking forward to what they're gonna debate.
Nigga, Taz was talking about he was gonna make pressure, but he didn't make no pressure, nigga. Domo sitting here smiling. He ain't had no pressure. I know who finna win that debate already.
You will? You gonna win it?
Domo, you talking about you was finna make pressure and you ain't put no pressure, nigga.
Come on, right now?
Right now. You said you gonna make pressure tonight.
You know, you have a topic. You know what I mean? Just coming off a win, bro. You know, that shit happen.
Nigga Taz said he was finna make pressure
You gotta let it happen, bro.
Taz said he was finna pressure tonight.
I thought we were clear on the fact that we did have a topic coming. Like, damn.
What's the topic?
Anonymous, calm down, nigga.
Nah, nigga, I got both niggas to fight.
I feel the same way. Like,
yeah, I mean, it'd be good to yeah. But Taz, don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
I just found out.
Taz, don't worry about it. As far as with the, you know, the judging. I know the niggas that's really buddy.
These niggas want to be friends.
I know the buddy motherfuckers.
These niggas want to be friends. Nigga, I had to shoot up my partner, and these niggas want to be friends.
Let's be honest.
My partner don't even want to talk to me no more. My partner don't even want to talk to me no more. Y'all niggas want to be.
You were trash.
Anonymous. Let's be honest.
I think I'm gonna call Judge Sam. You know, bring Judge Sam over.
I mean, but we just got to be honest. Nigga, you were in the Eastern Conference.
I had to shoot up my partner.
You
niggas
were trash.
You were in the Eastern Conference.
No respect for y'all niggas no more.
Yeah, I mean, Anonymous is on his high horse because he thinks that he's going to the finals.
I know what it is, nigga.
And
Asar gonna beat that nigga though. Asar gonna
was gonna beat me.
He's gonna have to see either Asar on one of those.
Y'all said Asar was gonna beat me.
My fault, T-Duck.
Or he's gonna have to see T-Duck on one of them.
I'm still here.
Nigga, they pay my rate. People are. Cut it out.
Look how many y'all niggas hoping that I lose. Don't y'all know that I'm the threat? Y'all ain't figured out that I'm the threat yet?
No.
Don't worry about it, nigga.
No. There's been no evidence to say that. There's been no evidence.
Tell y'all the evidence is the fact that all y'all niggas got smoked.
You've been the weakest link all your life.
Watch this. How many times all y'all niggas gang up to talk shit to T-Duck? He's not a threat. You don't give a fuck about T-Duck. All y'all niggas gang up to talk to me because I'm the motherfucking threat, nigga.
You see this weirdo? He talking about talking shit is making people threats.
You lost the Minister House.
Yawn.
You lost the Minister House. Your response to losing the Minister House was to say,
bro, we know what it is, bro.
You don't know the Bible.
It's good.
You don't know the Bible.
That weird ass nigga didn't win.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. Watch this. Hey, here the Bible. On the 24th, hey, look, on the 24th, 25%.
I'm a bully.
25%
I'm a little
go out the window when T-Duck go home.
That's what you
25% of the nonsense go out the window when T-Duck go home. Because don't nobody believe that T-Duck gonna win. Look, T-Duck, this how much of a hoe you is. Domo keeps saying that a star is
I ain't gonna start that conversation like that.
Domo keeps saying, hey, look, Domo keeps saying that a star is gonna be not you, nigga. You ain't even a factor, nigga. You got pom-poms and a little mini skirt on. You tennis skirt wearing ass, nigga.
Blah, blah, blah.
This nigga went to S.V.D.L.
You can't stand
University to
alone.
be a
That's all I gotta
cheerleader.
say. You can't stand on your own. You soft.
I'm standing right here with no
You
help.
soft like
And look,
futons and
here the funniest part.
I know. I've been here easy. I had two people.
soft.
I had two
Here's the
chicken
funniest
thighs.
part.
Yeah.
Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
you
worried
soft.
about you, nigga.
Hmm?
Ain't nobody worried about you.
Nigga, I could beat you in my sleep, my nigga.
I know, nigga, but guess
when
what?
it comes to
You
information,
ain't
but
even gonna
as
get the
far as
chance.
this favoritism and this
You ain't even gonna get the
bullshit,
chance.
that's all you got over me.
You ain't even gonna get the
sucker. You
chance.
can't stand alone, nigga.
You
On
ain't even gonna
information,
get the
I'll destroy
chance.
you.
You ain't even
You's
gonna
a
get the chance.
whole
You ain't even
out
gonna
here,
get the
nigga.
chance, nigga.
And they don't even make hostess no more.
A
What you hanging
star.
on to that
Let
shit
watch
for?
this. A star
Fucking
with bad
weirdo.
lungs.
They do make hostess still.
Post-COVID. A star with bad lungs and
You
post-COVID.
a whole ho-ho, and you still hanging on.
I know, nigga,
Close
but
that
you
company.
going home.
Let it
All
go,
that
my
shit is
nigga.
funny, but you going home.
I know. You
Domo,
gotta laugh it
hey,
off.
Domo,
But
who
the
gonna win
two
out
Yeah,
of
birds,
y'all gotta submit y'all addresses too for the trophies.
I feel like
PO boxes, whatever y'all got.
I feel like T-Duck, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has an opportunity. I
How
just
the
think
fuck can
that
I lose a reparation?